Stay inside.
Wash your hands.
Check my nails.
Keeping healthy.
I wish you well.
While we're stuck inside, a lot of us self-isolating, except for those essential services. A lot of people have been asking me, don't know, as if I'm the authority on it. I don't know shit about anything. But so I thought I'd get Professor Tony Blakely on. He's genius when it comes to these sorts of dramas and the virus, what you can do, what you can't do, all that sort of stuff.
He's from the University of Melbourne. He's an epidemiologist and public health specialist, so he can tell us the truth about what's really going on with coronavirus. How bad does he think it's going to get and what we should do?
Good morning.
Hi, Professor.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, g'day. Yeah, epidemiologist, epidemiology study of.
Yeah, she didn't finish year 10, so don't even bother going. She did year 10 twice, still can't do it. Anyway, so you just go lowbrow for us, bro, if you can.
All right, we'll do that.
So, my question, Professor, is do you think the government are telling us everything, or is there a lot more they know that we don't know?
First part of the answer, no, they're not telling us everything. Is there a lot more that they know that we don't know? Not sure. They're probably struggling a hell of a lot at the moment too to try and work out where we're going. The things that they're not telling us at the moment is they've obviously got a lot of modelling stuff happening, and they're not releasing that information. I noticed about 24 hours ago in the UK, they basically just dropped all their modelling results so everybody could look at them. I think we need a bit more disclosure from our government here.
And what does that mean exactly, the modelling results? What are we looking at there?
Okay, so people like me, I don't do infectious disease too much of my time. I mainly do things like heart disease and cancer, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But I'm pretty good at this stuff, so I basically pull out my laptop and I build a very quick model. So on Tuesday night, I build a model. There are other people in Australia who've been going at this for years, and their models actually model individuals. It's like a computer game where you've basically got heaps of individuals banging around all over the place, interacting with the environment, really good models. I'm not seeing the output from those. They're not being released. So people like me are trying to do the best we can, but we actually need to have more disclosure of information from government at the moment. And what I'm getting at is, one way to think about it is that there was a fork in the road earlier this week. New Zealand went down the eradicate line.
Yeah.
They are locking up. I've just seen Jacinda. She's just said, everybody pretend you've got COVID, don't see anybody. They're trying to kick the virus completely out of the country. Bold, moonshot type stuff. Fantastic. May not work. Whereas Australia on Monday night, I'm losing track of time, it might have been Tuesday night, when ScoMo was up doing his press conference, he outlined, I thought very well actually, he outlined what was flattening the curve, is that we're going to roll with it. We're going to let the virus spread around. Now, if we let the virus spread around, we know from the math of it, it'll take 60% of the Australia population to be infected before the epidemic will peter on out. And the trick is to spread it out over time so the health services manage. I thought we were facing a fork in the road, but now I'm hearing whispers that maybe we're going to try and only have 20% of the population infected. I don't understand how we're going to do that, and that's the sort of thing I want to get clarity on the next couple of days, and that's what I want the government to speak to.
Right.
How, like Kyle and I have been debating when we think we'll see light at the end of the tunnel in terms of returning back to normal. Kyle thinks end of June, I'm saying more end of September. What do you think?
Well, this is... every time I get asked a question like this, I say, well, what's the end game? Because you can only answer this if I know what the strategy is. If the strategy is to let it roll and let 60% of the population get slowly infected, what we'll do is we'll do what we're doing now. We might need to tighten up a bit more because we want to basically have the caseload not exceeding the health services.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And once we've rolled on for 2 or 3 months, we'll relax off a bit because we'll be starting to get near to the peak and we can relax off a bit, and the cases will still keep occurring as more and more people circulate in the environment. They're out doing their day job, all that sort of stuff. And I would think that would play out over about 6 or 8 months with pretty tight restrictions for the first 3 months and then relaxing. But if we're really going to go for 20% of people getting infected, which would be great on one side because it would lower the death count, we'll actually need to hold on the restrictions we've got now for longer and basically go for a situation where the virus completely disappears from Australia with only 20% of people being infected. It is actually a pretty damn tricky seesaw to work out which way it's going on. So to answer your question, we're not sure.
It could be anything. It could be, you just don't know.
For a moment there, it sounded like I was in the wrong, but I'm feeling good again.
No, it depends on what the end game is. And this is what we need to start pressuring people, our chief medical officer, our state premiers. We need to be asking them this week, what is our end game?
Yeah,
Are we going to let this
what
roll
are we
out?
striving towards here? Like
Yeah.
set the goalposts there, so we all know what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think that they may be struggling to work that out themselves, so I don't want to hammer them. I'll start doing that next week if they still haven't told us. But
Right.
there's some fascinating stuff in the New York Times overnight where people are starting to do the stuff that I wrote about on Sunday, saying, where is it? Which is sit down, work out what the total cost of society is, and do that really hard-ass stuff of weighing up the cost of economic mayhem versus lives. And we don't like to talk about that, but let's pull back onto something that's a bit more neutral. Road, busy, crashes, deaths.
Yep.
And we work out, should we build median, strip down the middle? Should we put some cables down the middle to stop cars hitting each other? You know how that's decided?
Yeah.
By people in back rooms working out the cost of a life and working out the tip point at which you do that type of thing.
Right, so that
We
does
have to
happen.
get-
You're right. That happens
Absolutely.
on the daily in every country where people
In
work
every
out,
country.
do we spend the money on this to stop that or not?
Yeah.
That happens.
Exactly, and I'll use an example that was outside of health deliberately, but of course we do this all the time in health when we've got our new blockbuster drug for cancer. We only subsidise it once the cost is reasonable and we're not spending too much per life year saved. We do this all the time, but for some reason we've let that rationality and sort of hard-nosedness go out the window with this epidemic.
What about something easier, like on the weekend, it's coming up, everyone's been sort of at home doing their thing, well, a lot of people have, like, can you just go and visit your parents on the weekend, just, because they've been locked up, or can you walk down, to the shops with your kids?
Yeah.
Or what do you suggest in these areas?
Okay. Let's talk about some specifics. For the next couple of months at least, we're trying to be reasonably isolated. So just because it's Saturday doesn't mean to say you can now go and visit your aunt and your auntie and stuff. No, please don't do that.
Right.
However, we still need to live, so we do need to go to the shops, and we do need to walk the dog, and we're going to do that sensibly by making sure we don't get too close to other people. We're not going to walk our dog with 5 of our other neighbours at the same time. We're going to keep them to small groups. Australians are learning enough about this now that we need to sort of work out a little risk assessment for our activities of the day. But please don't go and visit your grandmother who's got heart disease, particularly if you're 20-something.
Yeah.
And you've been hanging out on the university campus, or you're at school. Because the young people, this virus will be circulating around young people, and a lot of them won't even know, because young people are blessed with the fact that it's very low risk for young people, but often they don't know they've got it. So if you're young and you're out there, say you're doing the gig economy and you're Ubering around the place or something, please don't go and see your sick grandmother. Keep away from her for a couple of months. Just be careful who you go and visit.
What if you're a 25-year-old tradie, your boss has said, stay at home, we're not working this week. Are you allowed to go on Tinder and get a little something to come around to your joint for, is that dangerous?
So many levels I shouldn't comment. No, please don't do that.
Okay, so no rooting either. Rooting's out. Jesus Christ.
With
It's hardly worth living, isn't it?
This is it. So coming back to what I said before, once we know the end goal, what as a society we're going to collectively achieve, and I underline collectively, whatever the goal is, it will require us acting together to do that. Now, if we're going for flattening the curve and we're going to let 60% of people get infected slowly, and we're going to make sure it's only 20% for our grandmothers,
Yeah.
because they're the ones at risk, right? But we'll take one for the team as younger people, because we're at much less risk of... We can halve the death rate by simply making sure that people over the age of 60 have a 20% chance of infection, and the rest of us are healthy, have a 70% chance, because that together gives you 60%. So what was your question? Oh, yeah, so as the curve flattens out and we start to relax a bit, then probably at that point you can start tindering away.
Oh, thank God.
Once say 30% of people have been infected, because each extra percent of people that have been infected means that there's less chance of passing it on, because whoever you meet has got a greater chance now of being immune. It's just the way the maths works out. For those
Gotcha.
of the listeners here who like doing their school calculus and stuff, this is good fun. Pull out your
No,
calculator.
none of our listeners like that.
It's just
Sue.
you.
No, they don't like it. We don't ever go to our calculator bit on the iPhone. We just avoid that.
Can I ask the professor something
Yes.
about a bit of news that came through in the last hour? All this week in New South Wales, we've seen a number of daily new cases going up. So it's 97, 136, 149. 211 yesterday, but then this morning it's actually gone down. It's 190 new cases.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is that as good news as it sounds, or is that like, are we going to see it go up and down a little bit, or is that something to be excited about?
It's something to be cautiously optimistic about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through it. Testing was very tight. Now the testing's been liberated, or a few days ago, loosened up. It means you'll find more cases. So there is bias in the data here.
I see. Right. So the more people being tested, the more results we're getting back. Of course it's going to go up.
Yeah. Well, to some extent. That's first point. Second point is there will be blips. Just the random bounce of numbers will go up and down a bit. And also things like maybe they didn't get that batch that came in at 10 o'clock tested that day, so it gets counted to the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
So you really do need a few days to work this out. And then the final thing I'd say is that if an epidemic is doubling in its numbers at the beginning, when pretty much everybody's susceptible, doubling every 3 to 4 days, and we're about 3.5 to 4 days, that sort of doubling rate, you will see a 20% increase in cases each day. It's back to using the calculator on your iPhone. So you expected those numbers to go up by 20% each day. Now, let's assume that society in Australia changed about last weekend. So what does it say? Thursday. So 5 days ago we changed.
Yep.
It'll take about 10 days to 14 days for us to see the curve bend.
Right.
Because you've got to allow for the time from when it takes about 6 days from when you contact somebody with COVID for you to get infected and display symptoms, and then a few more days for you to get sick enough to realise you've got it, then a few more days to get the test result, and then a few more days after that for us to actually see the curves start to separate, because you won't see it on the first day. It'll take a couple of days to see the curves separate. So about late next week, you betcha, people like me are going to be looking really, 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 really closely at these curves and seeing if the interventions that have gone in place in the last 5 days have started to bend things, and I hope they have.
Right.
Because if they haven't, then we are looking at more extreme lockdown measures.
Exactly. So let's assume we are flattening the curve.
Yep.
We're at a nice little posse at the moment. We're on the ridge of the walk up to the mountain. We're on the ridge. We can go either way at this point. If the numbers don't come down that nicely in the next 7 to 10 days, we can cramp down. We can actually start really saying, okay, nobody's going out unless you really, really have to.
Yeah.
Or we could even say, it's looking like it's good. We're turning the curve. Let's hold steady.
Yeah, so what Scott Morrison has done is probably right. Give it a chance before you go full extreme.
Actually, I'm not a big ScoMo fan, but I thought he did a very good job on Tuesday night.
So do I. And I'm with you. I'm not a fan at all of ScoMo. But I watched that on Tuesday and I thought it made me feel like he's got it under control, or the right person is in charge. Yeah, so
since I'm losing track of time, as you can tell. Since Tuesday last week, it's been very clear to me, listening to what ScoMo is saying and the Chief Medical Officer, that they're actually getting advice that's very much around flattening the curve.
Yeah.
Letting it play out. Whereas we were listening to the state premiers on Sunday and they were behaving like they're going to eradicate.
I know.
They're trying to lock down. They've come a bit more to consensus, and I've just heard, I didn't hear who it was, one of the New South Wales people, I'm not sure if it's somebody in the Premier's office or their Chief Medical Officer, but I actually heard some good common sense there. They said exactly what I just said about being on the ridge of the track going up. We're in a nice little posse now. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
We can tighten up if we need to.
Yeah.
And that's where we sit at the moment. I just want to now have clarity out of Canberra or out of Sydney or out of whatever your state capital is as to exactly what the end game we're going here. Is it flattening the curve of letting 60% of people get infected, or are we going to try and do some halfway thing between that and eradication?
Yeah, let's ask some tougher questions, and then we know what we're doing.
All right, Professor, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Yeah, hope it was useful. Have a good day.
It is. Amazingly, I thought it would all go over my head, but I really absorbed all of that. I really appreciate it.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Have
mate.
a good one.
So no rooting is what you're saying. No visiting grandma.
I'm not going to be drawn on that.
Kyle and Jackie O.
Thanks for checking out the podcast, guys. Plenty more where that came from, of course.
Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and leave us a review. 5 stars would be nice.
Anything less than that, I will personally drive around. There'll be issues.
Now we cannot make threats.
Okay, no threat. I'll withdraw my threat.
And keep up with us on socials. Search at Kyle and Jackie O.
We'll do it live. Okay. Broadcasting live
From the Kyle and Jackie O Tower.
across Sydney
Hear satellite.
and around the world.
most famous.
You're on the air, Kyle and Jackie O.
Kim speaks out, talking to the Kyle and Jackie O radio show. Karl Stefanovic is a bloke who polarises people.
Heavily censored by his nervous radio bosses.
This year, Karl and Jackie O are celebrating 20 years of working together.
A show in Australia called the Kyle and Jackie O Show.
Blow my speakers up. Hey, it's Kasha here. Kyle and Jackie O, congratulations on celebrating 20 years together in 2020. I love you. Big kiss.
This is Dean Lewis. Karl and Jackie O, congratulations on 20 years together. Hope you're both amazing, and I'll see you soon.
Karl and Jackie O, it's Jess Mowboy. Congratulations on celebrating 20 years together in 2020.
Hey, it's Adam and Ruben, and we're Peking Duck here. And Karl and Jackie O, congratulations, the big 2-0. We love you. Big, big kisses.
Money, 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 make us smile. You got it.
$20,000.
Open up a brand new home.
Are you joking? $1 million.
It's perfect, you don't need no filter. Go just make 'em drop dead, you a killer. You a man, I am a man. I'll be the man. What a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you.
Kyle and Jackie O.
I'm really overhearing your voice today. Like, you're annoying me.
The Kyle and Jackie O show is just one big party.
That's the show.
Isn't it just?
Still here, still bringing it to ya.
You're listening to the boy from the big bad city. The golden microphone is on.
Hi, guys. Morning. Hi, Jackie.
Good morning.
Hey,
Hi, Brooklyn.
how are you guys?
Yeah, good.
Good.
We've
Brooklyn,
got a
you sound
skeletal scarf now. Staff
yeah, there's
now.
hardly anyone there. I came in this morning, and there are hardly any lights on, like as if we'd gone broke. But that's the old place, apparently. So not here. We're good. But yeah, all the TVs were turned off, all the lights were off, and I tiptoed my way through the building. Peter wasn't even downstairs to open the gate.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What?
I couldn't believe it. And I thought,
Why?
and I just thought, you know, when you think, have I gone into work on Saturday by mistake?
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
done that before.
That'd suck.
So what's the go with the lights on? And then certain kitchens aren't being used, but I think that's because they've shut down most of the building because no one's here, right?
Yeah, so pretty much any energy source that doesn't need to be used, or anything that, like TVs and lights and stuff around fridges, like even extra kitchens, they just turn them off. They don't need to be used, so we might as well save the money.
They're planning on not coming back, it feels like.
That sounds like it. Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's just a 2-week thing, hey?
No, it sounds like the upper management have thought, like, we're locked in for 6 months, see you later, long service leave's been taken.
Oh.
Weird. Brooklyn, you sound a bit downtrodden. What's going on?
Downtrodden?
Yeah.
Well, not downtrodden, but yeah, it's depressing covering this virus outbreak all the time.
I know.
I've got to say, it does get to you after a while.
Because that's, I mean, look, I've got to be honest, in your job, you're just living and breathing it. But here at home, I'm living and breathing it too. All I do is read up about it. It is
24/7.
interesting.
You're just
not
reading,
24/7.
watching the news. You can get over. I think it's because there's new stuff breaking every 5 seconds. Watching the television is the hardest part of getting your information because you've got to get the same info over and over and over and over and over, and then every now and then a new little rule will come out.
Yeah,
I know.
The best thing I've seen overnight that I'm reporting on today is in the UK. They've got this test that they reckon is days away from being released. So it's approved, it's ready to go. And what it is just a finger prick test that you'll be able to buy from a chemist. So everyone can get this thing eventually, and it will show you if you've had the virus already and if you've got then like immunity to it. And if you do, lockdowns don't apply. You can just go out and live your life normally.
No, no. In the UK, that is.
In the UK, they say days away this thing is.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's great.
Which, you know, not a lot of, like, most of the population doesn't have the virus at this point.
If you don't have it and you go out amongst your day, aren't you likely to be able to add to the tally of people that are going to get it in the future?
Well, I think it's if you've had it in the past, you've obviously got no symptoms, you're over it now, and you've got yourself immunity, that's going to allow people to just, you know, not have to self-isolate.
So they can tell if you've had it.
Yeah, this new test apparently.
But you can get it again, can't you? I heard earlier in this whole thing that you can get it twice.
Well, there have been reports about that, but UK health officials are really nailing this point down that they say, no, you can't get it twice. Once you've got it, you
one
develop
place says one thing, another says another. It's bloody annoying.
Well, but there have just been a few reports of people like testing positive, testing negative, then testing positive again.
Right.
But they say that negative test in the middle was probably wrong, or, you know...
Super accurate testing, eh?
Well, yeah.
Well, poor Richard
Jesus.
Wilkins, he's still got his. He can't get rid of it.
Yeah, he's had it for like 9 months, hasn't he, this thing? You sure it's not a dose of something else he's got?
No. It's like, how long has it been for him? 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think so. This is the 4th week, I think.
And he still says he has no symptoms whatsoever. No sign of it at all.
He's probably ground zero. He's probably eating a bat himself because he'll do weird shit, that Wilkins.
Ground zero.
Who would know what he's doing at 3 a.m? Who knows what battered weird thing he's eating at 3 a.m?
I don't think so.
We were going to have him on, and I said no. Like, for all we know, you can catch it through the phone. So no to Wilkins. We'll get Karl. I'll bring Karl on today. Karl's going to come on for a chat. As soon as he's finishing arguing with everyone on the Today Show, he'll be on here.
Right. Okay.
You know, we
Sounds
blasted the Centrelink boss or something yesterday. Did anyone read that?
No.
Because Centrelink have screwed everything up. No, all their websites keep shutting down. Thousands of people lined up with no jobs all of a sudden.
Oh, and you would have hated this, Karl. Did you see the Centrelink boss say, my bad?
Hang on. Is that his answer to, like, the Centrelink crumbling?
When he first said...
what an
he
arsehole.
first said that, yeah, the internet went down because there were hackers trying to take it down, and then later in the day said, oh, actually, no, it was just there was so many people lost their job and were trying to get online. And when, I think it was Alan Jones questioned him about it, he said, oh, yeah, my bad, I got that wrong.
My bad.
Yeah.
What is this guy, a teenage kid?
I don't know. It was strange.
Only teenage kids can say that when they're grounded and the parents come home early and they're busted watching TV and they go, you're grounded. My bad, back to the room. You can't say my bad when you're the bloody head of Centrelink.
Well, you've banned staff here saying my bad.
Yeah, because they bloody said it every 5 seconds. And that seemed to be like an excuse to get away with being a loser.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Doesn't matter.
Never mind.
Lots of silence coming from you, Jackie.
Well,
She's staring out at the ocean.
Someone's pressed a button, and I didn't want to say anything, but I can barely hear anyone, so I'm just pulling back a bit.
Adam, get your ass in here.
It was midway through the break, and then someone's pressed a button, and I can hardly hear
what
you
Jackie's
guys.
problem is?
Yeah, the open chat button's been pressed in.
Oh, well, how did that get turned on?
I don't know.
Get out.
Okay.
Oh,
Is
that's
that better?
I can hear you all now.
And what are you doing
good.
out there? Hang on, what are you doing out there, sitting at the computer there, like you're doing a real job? Your job's to stand here in case I die.
I got your power pick audio.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, go about your business.
Okay.
Oh, do you have a good power pick for today?
Yeah, I do.
Can I get rid of my one?
No.
What's your one?
It's never going to get
Oh,
picked.
my God, are you stuck with that Mariah Carey thing?
It's never going to get picked if you two are so against it.
We're conspiring hard against it, too.
Yeah,
We
so
are.
just
We're
let
working together. We're sending each other notes the night before on it.
If you choose All I Want for Christmas Mariah Carey, you're not going to be able to take that back.
That's right. And if anyone chooses it on the phone to let you off your ridiculous choice, they'll be banned for life as a listener.
Well, come on. It's got no hope. Just let me
They'll be
change it.
banned for life. I'm not joking. Pete, you got your book out?
Book is ready to go.
Book is ready to go. So when you ring up for Power Pick, and this will be right through till December, that Mariah Carey song I shan't play.
He's just bluffing,
I won't yield.
everyone. He's
I won't
bluffing.
yield. No, I'm not. I'm not bluffing. I'm telling you.
He'll never ban you. Just help me out.
No, you'll be banned. I'll make sure. I'll spend my life making sure you never get on this station to win anything for your whole life. And believe me, I've got a lot of time up my sleeve.
Oh, God. Now you're really up shit creek, Brooklyn. You got no chance.
Now, let's play tradie versus lady. We need a tradie. We need a lady. Is anyone out there working? I think there's still a few cars on the road this morning. Still a few. Okay, let's kick it off right now. A bit of Bieber, a bit of Quavo. This is Intentions. 131065 to play this morning. A Kiss. Jackie's at home, still isolated.
Yeah,
I miss
still
you.
isolated.
Send me a selfie or something.
Oh, okay, well.
I wanna start a fight.
Yeah, tradie versus lady. Tradie's sitting on 10. Amazing, sitting on 10 points. So cool to be in double figures.
Finally.
Yeah. And the ladies, they're one ahead on 11 points at the moment.
Yes, we are. Let's see how we go today. We've got Dave and Maddie playing. Hi, guys.
Hey there.
Hey, guys.
Morning.
Morning,
Good
Dave.
morning.
It's up to you, my friend. Maddie, you sound like a lovely girl, but Dave...
Do you know boy questions? Are you good with that stuff, Maddie?
Well, I'm actually a tradie as well. I'm a fitter welder.
Oh,
so
this isn't
I feel
fair.
like-
We can't have
excellent.
We can't have the fluid brigade taking over where they're both.
Hey, if she happens to be a tradie,
That's fine, Jackie. That's
it's fair
fine.
enough.
I'm comfortable, even though I've said nothing but hi to Dave. I feel
we got this. Don't worry, we got this.
I feel you're right, Dave. I think we do have this.
Let's see how we go, Dave. I'm going to ask you the female-skewed questions.
Okay.
Here we go. Question number 1. How many pills are in a birth control pack?
37.
37?
Would you say 37, Kyle?
No, I wouldn't have. I would have said maybe 30.
Yeah.
Because that's how many days a month there are.
No, there's 28 pills, guys. 28 pills.
Oh, is that only for a leap year?
No.
Well, why is there only 28?
It contains 3 weeks of active hormone pills, and then,
and
there's
then the
1
blob
week.
monster pills where you turn into an absolute
inactive
animal.
ones.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're just more reminder pills.
Doesn't matter. It's not our job to know that. That's for the ladies to take care of because that's the way God wanted it to be.
Well, you have condoms.
Yeah, well, do
I
we?
don't know.
Do we?
I'd rather.
I
don't
always
know.
prefer the woman carry the dinger just quietly.
I wouldn't carry a dinger. No
Sign
way.
of a true slut, that though, right?
That's what I'm saying. If I
got
had a dinger in my
24 pack
bag.
in my bag. Hang on, Dale.
All right, question number 2, Dave. Which heel is slimmer, a wedge or a stiletto?
Stiletto.
Yeah, that's an easy one, I reckon.
Yes, the stiletto is the little sharp heel. The wedge.
That's right.
Are those hideous things that look like the...
Well, they're platformy kind of things. There's really no heel to speak of.
It's just like
It's just a block.
An extension sort of sole, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, your last question, Dave. Which celebrity is the face of Head and Shoulders shampoo?
I've got no idea.
I think I do. Is this... Yeah, I think I know.
A girl.
It's a girl.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Her name is Sofia Vergara.
The woman from Modern Family.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle, give it a crack for Maddie, the boy questions.
Maddie, you there?
I am.
I know
Maddie.
I know you're very nervous.
You just need to get 2, Maddie, and then you've won.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. What is the small, shiny object that you attach to a fishing line that when you dangle in the water, it attracts the fish?
Oh, is that... It can't be the hook because that wouldn't attract them. The lure.
Oh my God,
Correct.
Maddie, that's amazing. And by the way, why do we have so many fishing questions here?
Well, because chicks aren't good at fishing, so that's usually why.
Right,
I've told
but
them to load
Maddie
it
knew.
with...
Maddie
Yeah,
knew.
Maddie
You
sounds
weren't
like
expecting that.
She sounds like she can do pretty much anything, this Maddie. Do you Maddie at all, or are you one of these girls that never get there?
Why are you laughing so much, Dave?
Because, some girl, she can't have everything her way, this chick. She knows about lures, she's a tradie, she's a woman, she knows how many pills are in there. It's got to be something that she's missing out on. Okay, here's number 2. If I was using a cutthroat razor, would I be shaving against the hair or with the grain of the hair?
Against.
Yeah, I would have answered the same thing.
Wrong.
But it's wrong now. Why is that? Because if it's cutthroat, wouldn't you be shaving against the grain if it's cutthroat?
I myself don't know the answer because I don't use the cutthroat. But let's go to the...
You don't shave with the grain of the hair, you will get ingrown hairs, guys. That's
is that
why.
right?
With the grain is always right.
Right, so that's why it's so sharp. It slices it off at the base of the hair.
We shave against the grain.
Yeah, but you girls are always riddled with ingrowns. Have you noticed? You look down, you go down there for a and then, what's that? Oh, God, you got ingrowns. Oh, no.
So why can't we have a shaver then that goes with the grain?
Because you've got dangly things there, and if you're using a cutthroat, you might just slice the bloody curtain off.
No, that doesn't happen.
You guys, I've seen women shave themselves in the shower, and I'm telling you, it's a violent experience. We don't shave our face like that. We're very tender on our face, and you guys are like, ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Only on the hood. Once you start getting down below, you have to be very precise. It's
well,
like
don't go there. I'm picturing a
neurosurgeon.
turkey's head. I don't want to imagine that. I don't want to imagine that.
Okay, listen, you can still win, Maddie, with this last question.
Doubt it. Have you seen the question? I doubt it.
Yeah, she'll get this. Easy.
Okay. Name the actor who plays the character John McClane.
Oh, John McClane.
Who's that?
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, John McClane.
You know, like,
No, you keep quiet. Bloody gobbly.
No, I do know this. It's like shapeshifter for Fassbender?
Michael Fassbender, no.
Wrong.
It's Bruce
Sucked
Willis. Die
Sucked
Hard.
in. Guess what that means?
It's a tiebreaker. No, you're being
sorry,
premature as usual. It's his age, guys. It's his age.
Hey, listen, lucky to even get it.
All right, I'm going to do the tiebreaker now. I need you guys, whoever yells out their name first, will get a crack at it.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So, Maddie, you got that? Yell out your name quick. And you too, Dave, obviously. Okay, here we go. What does the acronym LOL stand for?
Maddie.
Maddie's got it.
Laugh out loud.
It's unbelievable. Girls, you're on 12 points. Don't worry, Dave.
Oh, good. No worries.
We don't care.
Girls are just quicker. Yeah. Quicker, smarter, better, stronger, faster.
Stronger?
Yeah. Stronger mentally as well, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I found that to be not the case.
No, really?
I'll arm wrestle you, Kyle.
Oh, Jesus. That's a lot. Do I need that disappointment? I feel like saying yeah, but I know you probably walk in and go, oh, God. Oh, I've made a huge mistake.
We'll do it live. The Kyle and
Jackie O Show.
Excitement!
Taking first calls now. Weather-wise today, shower or two around, raining out there in little places now. 23 tops in the city, same deal out west. Let's go to the phones. Cam, you're on first. Good morning.
Hi, Cam.
Morning, team. How are you?
Very well,
Good.
sir. What can we do for you?
Kyle, you've got a decision to make, mate.
What's that?
Either we buy into the corona thing, or we run down Trumpy's route where it's going to all be fixed by Easter. Your mate, Prince Charles.
I know, Charles, unbelievable, right? And
Yeah.
I think Trump's, if he thinks it's going to be fixed by Easter, I'm not sure. I dared say it'll be finished by the end of June, was my prediction.
Yeah.
And everyone here laughed at me, and they were all like, they're all hunkering down. And Jackie was digging a hole somewhere to live underground. And everyone was panicking.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking.
Conspiracy butter, what? Do you reckon Will coughed into his tea mug or something like that?
No, I don't think so. But Prince Charles, I think what I'm imagining, if you're Prince William, aren't you saying, even though he's my dad, I'd be king? You know, like, he's got to run past his brain at some stage.
Do you think Prince William's ready for that in his mind, though? Do you think, like, he really wants to be king now?
I don't think...
Is that actually how it works, but does he go straight into that role?
If the Queen dies, obviously, and Prince Charles dies, then he would go into that role.
That's right.
Deep.
Yeah, real deep.
Not really. It's not that deep. But I love the Royals, but I just think this would be the cruelest thing ever, that if Prince Charles got coronavirus, as he has, and then died before he became king.
I know.
He's waited his whole life. Prince Charles actually really wants to be king.
I know.
Like,
You know what I'll be saying? Suck shit, Camilla. You'll never be queen. Not a
you
fan
and your
of hers.
hatred for Camilla.
I'm not a
I
fan.
don't know.
I'm on Diana's side all the way. Sorry, even after all these years.
Well, yeah, let's hope Prince Charles is okay, and I don't think anyone else in the royal family will have it. You can be sure that they would have tested for it by now.
Yeah, well, the Queen's been evacuated up to, where had she gone, to Balmoral or wherever?
And I don't even think Prince Charles saw her during that time.
No, he saw her the day before he possibly got the virus.
Yeah, so I think she'll be okay.
Where's Prince Philip during all this is what I want to know.
He's now with the Queen as well.
Oh, right, thank you.
But he was somewhere else.
Before it all started.
Yeah, I know. He's on death's door.
He could be dead now. We wouldn't know.
No, he's been. He looks dead for the last 12 years.
Yeah, they'd have to be real careful around Prince Philip because he's the one, I reckon, that if anyone's going to get coronavirus, that's not good for him.
What are all the staff looking at me and laughing at for? I don't get it.
Because you're the Prince Philip of our group, I reckon.
No, because we always comment on how ugly Prince Philip is. So we're like,
Yeah, but why are you looking at me? And then Jackie's saying you guys think I'm the Prince Philip of this group.
No, we're agreeing.
Like barely alive and often a no-show.
Yeah, that's you.
Unbelievable. Okay, let's get to the next one. Casey. Chris. Hey, Chris. How are you, mate?
Hi.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, we're well, thanks.
Yeah, good.
That's good. The other day, Jackie, you were saying you're homeschooling Kitty.
Yes.
And you're worried about trying to work out how to teach everything. I think we should take the opportunity, the kids that are at home homeschooling now, don't worry about Pythagoras' theorem and everything. Let's teach them life lessons, how to cut a check and how to pay rego on your car.
How to cut a check? What do you teach them how to live in the 80s?
Well, yeah, I know, okay, you got a point there. But you know what I mean? Do everyday stuff, how to take a loan, rather than worrying about...
Well, she can't teach a 9-year-old how to go. Well, maybe you could teach a 9-year-old how to take a loan. If you're on welfare, I bet your kid would know. You're lined up already.
High school kids, things like that, just life lessons rather than sitting down telling them, trying to teach them maths and things like that.
Oh, look, I told Jackie, give it up. I spoke to her before we started the show this morning. She goes, this bloody homeschooling's killing me. And I said, just forget it. 3-4 days into homeschooling, just quit it. That's a great message to the kids.
It's getting better. It'll be fine, honestly. It's just it's something new. None of us parents really kind of were prepared for it. Let's put it that way.
This is what I think. Why are the parents having to get involved at the home lessons at all?
Because there's so much. It's not just like you go onto a web page and suddenly, there we go, we're homeschooling. There's all these different apps, logins, then you have to Zoom in live.
They know how to do that. You don't know how to do that. The kids know how to do all that rubbish.
Yeah, but then sometimes, it's not ready or it needs to be reloaded. There's all these kind of there's teething problems.
Jackie, remember, take your mind back to when you were at school. If you were kiddie and you went on and it said reload or app failed, that's the excuse. Down tools.
They're probably sabotaging
It's
the whole
over
thing.
for today.
Oh, my God, that happened yesterday. It was the last class. It was science, and Kitty is not a fan of science.
Right.
And she's like, it's not working, Mum. It's not working. And I was like, what's not working? And she showed me, and I was like, okay. And she goes, so what? Should we just finish for the day? And I went, well, hang on. I'm going to ask the other mums, is it working for them?
What a cunning little girl she is. And what was she doing? Was she responsible?
So I asked the other mums. Some mums were having problems, but other mums were like, no, you can go on the other tile and work it out. And I thought...
The other tile?
Yeah, there's these tiles that, have all of their classes, like gym,
I'm sorry, you've lost me. I don't know. When you say tile, I'm picturing my bathroom wall. I don't know what that is.
It's just the
nothing
tile
else.
on the page.
A tile?
You know what I mean by a tile on the page?
I don't know. I've
it's
never
like
heard
a
of it.
square that you can click on.
A button?
It's a tile. You call it a tile.
No, argument now. Have you heard of the thing tile before?
No, I don't know.
Well, why didn't you ask the digital guy rather than Brooklyn?
Well, you seem to go to Brooklyn every time you don't agree with me. That's what I was doing. Where's the she
Mick
man?
Mitch. Where's Mick Mitch?
Mick Mitch, there he is. Do you know what a tile is that Jackie's clicking on?
Like a graphic on screen?
Yeah, like a square graphic that you click on.
Oh, she's using her own lingo, is she? You've made up that word. No one else knows what that word is.
No, everyone else is using the word tile.
You're trying to sound so hip and cool. You just click on a tile. She throws it in there like it's common language.
All it is. Anyway,
Mitch
let's go
is just shaking his head like he's never heard of tile.
Really? Wow. Well, okay. Well, when there's all squares on the page, that's what a tile is.
Right. Okay. Well, lesson learned, Mitch. I know you've devoted your life to digital engineering, but lesson learned, my friend. Lesson learned.
Writing it down. Thanks.
Share that around all your other digital friends as well. Yeah. They're not called icons anymore. They're tiles. Thank you, Casey. Good morning. How are you?
Hi.
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
We're great. What's up?
I just wanted to give you guys a shout out. For the past 5-6 years, I'm a flight attendant on my way to work. Today's my last day before I get stood down.
Oh, no.
And you guys just make my morning so much better.
Oh, babe, I'm so sorry.
Hun, what do you do? What's the plan here with the stand down? So have they told you guys you're all invited back once this is over, or it's the end of days for you? You've got to reapply. What's the story?
Well, we're still technically employed, but they'll just keep reassessing. So I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But
you don't get paid.
No, that's right. And I've just returned back from maternity leave as well, so I don't even have any annual leave up my sleeve. So
so that's what they're saying, aren't they? You use all your annual leave during this time, but if you've used all yours up, that makes it tough.
Yeah, that's right. I don't have any, so I'll be one of those suckers lining up at Centrelink and being there for hours.
No. And what about the father of the child? Is he still in the scene?
No. So it's just me and my daughter.
Was it a passenger?
A passenger? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought, sexy flight attendant, Mile High Club. I thought,
No.
Does that ever happen, Casey, where flight attendants meet a passenger and fall in love?
Yeah, heaps. It actually happens a lot more often than what you would think.
I don't know whether the falling in love bit happens, but the rooting definitely happens, right?
Yeah.
What? You get fired for that? No way can you get away with that stuff.
You don't have to necessarily put out in the plane. It's just you swap a number and, you're in LA for a couple of days off. What a coincidence.
Wow, okay. Easy way to pick up Tinder in the air. I love it.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Have you done it? No. Yep.
No, I haven't.
Have you thought of it? Have you thought, Jesus, that guy's so bloody beautiful, I want him?
Oh, yeah, but I've never followed through.
Yeah, what fear of being knocked back, or you're not that sort of girl?
A bit of both.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, girls, don't ever have the fear of being knocked back. Very rare. I reckon 1 in a billion you'll get knocked back.
All you got to do, Kyle, is watch Married at First Sight and see all the women getting knocked back.
Oh, that's not real, though.
But these guys are they're being offered sex, all of them, and a lot of them are going, no, I just can't.
They're all weirdos,
because they're having sex with the other
Yeah.
girl's wife, that's why.
What about that guy, Johnny and Connie, right?
Yeah.
Now, I actually find her very attractive, and she seems really cool and nice.
Which one's Connie? Is that the one the mother was laughing at her?
Yeah, and she's really blossomed, and she looks so beautiful now.
She does, because she looked like a real library nerd at the beginning, and now she's looking good.
She looks so hot, and at one of those dinner parties...
Or have I been isolated for too long? I don't know the difference.
No, I don't know. But all the guys at the dinner party were like, yeah, I wish I was, hooked up with Connie. They all liked Connie.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. Johnny just doesn't even want to kiss her or do anything. Why? She's hot.
Yeah, but it's not just hot. Like, girls can turn you off by, breath, conversation, just a million different ways.
So
you can
she
get
could have
turned
done
off.
something that we didn't see.
But
Although
when you
she
first
showed
meet someone,
signs.
though, when you first meet someone, like Casey, you'd know. But the initial contact is like physical, and you think, every time you see anyone, you know in your mind instantly whether you would have sex with them or not. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
Everyone knows. Jackie, you're pretending you don't know. You know.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Could I actually have sex with that?
Yeah.
And you imagine certain things could you do?
Oh, what do you mean? Like doggy?
No.
Oh, what? What do you mean?
Would I? Yeah. You know what I mean,
what?
Casey? Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Fill me in, ladies. What do you mean? Exactly. What you mean? Whether you'd have full sex with him or whether you'd just do a little bit of, mucking around.
Yeah. That the first part.
What do you think when you see me? Do you think, he's a full sex guy, or I'd just blow that guy and that's it? What do you think?
No, you're a sex guy.
Am I?
Yeah, I know you like
Casey,
the
do you
other.
agree with Jackie or not?
Yeah, sex guy.
Oh my God, I'm a full sex guy.
What do you think that's amazing, do you? Most guys are.
Hey, I'm happy to just be the blowy guy. I don't care either way.
Yeah,
so long as I'm on the list at something. So long as I'm not the swipe left guy.
Yeah, do you understand, for me, full sex is actually, like, let's say I wasn't really attracted to someone.
She's schooling me on full sex. This is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Listen.
from a girl's point of view, okay?
Yeah.
And Casey, I'd like for you to tell me if I'm right or wrong here. So if I'm not really attracted to a guy, but I sort of think, oh, let's give it a go. Let's try, because you never know when you have sex, things can change.
Yeah.
So for me, it would be a lot easier just to have the sex. It's the first part that's the most intimate. That's the part where I go, if I'm not that attracted to you.
What's the first part?
You know, the BJ part.
Oh, so you think the BJ part is the second part of sex?
No, I think that's the most...
Calling you a full sex guy, Kyle, is an insult.
What?
Jackie.
Yes.
Are you kidding?
No, I don't mean that on you, Kyle. I'm not saying that on you.
How did I go from such an elated, amazing feeling to down in the dumps so quickly?
Yeah, it's like I reckon it'd be easier just to do the sex than to do that.
So, Casey, you wouldn't blow me. Is that what you're saying? You just have full sex? But
Yeah,
isn't that
just
all?
sex.
Isn't that part of it? You don't just have sex without that part.
Well, you know what? There's guys
That's
out there that go, I'm not really into blowjobs. They say that.
Oh, what guy on earth says that?
Yeah.
Censor's over it, let me tell you, ladies. Censor is not happy.
All right, fine,
I don't know if this
fine.
wants to go off in the toilet and give herself a diddle or what's going on. The whole conversation is very sexy.
Fair enough. We'll do birthday will next.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Just let me wrap it up by saying,
Sure.
I'm happy to be either when I say full sex, I'm meaning everything.
Yeah,
It's
I know
not
what you're
just-
saying.
I'm not just climbing on and
And
going.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's what yes,
Right.
that's what it
So
is.
let's
If you're
just
into the
clarify,
person,
before we
you
go
would
to
do
the
that.
ads, before we go to the ads, both Casey and Jackie, I'm the full sex guy, includes a bit of oral, includes kissing, and, you know, of course, everyone knows I wipe you down with a wet washer at the end, and it's warm. It's not cold, it's a warm washer.
Right.
That's so kind.
Thank you. Thank you. It is kind. You know, you guys on the plane, you're always walking around with a hot towel. It's bloody lovely, the hot
Sometimes
towel.
they're a bit too hot, mind
That's
you.
right. Yes, it's
Yeah.
burny. Sometimes very burny.
Yeah.
And I think British Airways have a lemon scent to theirs too, which took me by surprise.
I think they all have that now.
Do they?
That little lemony scent. Anyway, thanks for the chat, Casey.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Thanks, beautiful girl. We're going to do
Thanks for
birthday
having
will
me,
next.
both of you. I appreciate it.
If you're celebrating, you can call us on 131065.
The stars.
Stars. Kiss.
Chatting with the wonderful Pink.
So important that we all stay connected and that we reach out for 15 to 20 minutes a day. We've been having virtual happy hour. Just dance. Make sure you dance every single day. Try to get your exercise.
Sydney.
Pull together to stay apart.
Kiss 1065. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
Let's go to Stephanie, who's out in Padstow. Happy birthday, Stephanie. Good morning.
Hi, Steph.
Hey.
Happy birthday. How are you doing, honey? Are you working or are you isolated?
No, I'm lucky. I've still got my job. I work in aged care for New South Wales Health. So
great.
So you're essential services.
How is the aged care thing going? I know that no one's allowed to go in and visit people, and everyone's trying to keep our oldies alive, which is great.
Yeah.
Is it more work during this virus thing, or less work because people aren't going in to visit?
To be honest, it's still about the same because we've got such a wait list, but we're trying to minimise all the sort of face-to-face contact, doing lots of phone assessments. So,
Don't you feel
yeah.
sorry, Jackie, for all the oldies that can't have their grandkids jumping up on their lap
I
and
do.
stuff like that?
I've seen some beautiful things online where there was this one son and his dad was in aged care, and every day he goes to his window and he phones him and they talk to each other for hours on the phone through the window outside.
Wow, that's real love.
That is. It's so lovely. It warms your heart, doesn't it?
Gee, I must have been the world's worst son, because even when my dad was dying in hospital, when they said you got to come up, he's not going to make it through the night. Me and my brother got on the plane. We went up there, and then he made it through the night. And then I'm sitting there day two, and I thought, seriously, day two? I was thinking it's a 1 day thing. I'll be back before Sunday. Anyway, 3 bloody weeks he hung on.
Oh, bless.
That's right. I remember you made the emergency exit one day after the show.
That's
You're like,
right.
he's going, he won't last. And then he ended
kept
up
going. And then he'd ring me up on the phone. He'd go, and my dad, the poor thing, because they hallucinate when it was on his deathbed.
Yeah.
And he'd ring up and he'd go, hey, there's a half boy here. And I'm like, what? Like it's transsexual?
right.
And he's like, no, a half boy. And I went, yeah, like a half girl, half boy. And he's like, no, idiot. There's only half a boy. And I said, oh, which half, Dad? The top half or the bottom half? And he goes, how would he be able to speak if he didn't have the top half?
So he was cut
He was cut in
vertically.
half. Yeah, that's right. He was cut vertically. So it was only half of him. And I thought, okay, the guy's tripping on the meds.
Oh, that sounds like a good way to go, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like, those last couple of weeks were entertaining and super sad at the same time.
Oh, I know.
It was
Hey,
the
listen.
anniversary of his death. Sorry, you're cutting me off as I'm talking about the anniversary of my dad's death only days ago.
Oh, yeah, I
it's
saw
all right.
that. But
It's
you know
been
how I
years now,
saw
don't
that?
worry. No.
On your brother's page, I realised it, because I didn't hear it from your mouth. I heard
know.
it from his.
I know. Well, so did I. I heard it from my brother's mouth as well.
right,
Actually,
you
a
didn't
text
even know.
message. But my brother's really thrown himself behind the immortalising my dad. He's called the truck my dad's name. He's got
know.
the Sandlands down his arm, which he's now telling everyone is in honour of my father. But that's not true. He had Sandlands written down his forearm, so it was a real panty dropper to the ladies, apparently.
Yeah, he did that straight after you got on Australian Idol.
That's right. I said Dad was alive for 5-6 years after you got that tattoo.
Yeah.
Anyway, now he's like, oh, it's about the Sandlands name. I'm like, whatever.
Well, one of you are going to have to carry on that Sanderlands name, you know.
Yeah, well, he's already carried it on. He's squirting it all over the joint. He's got a 19-year-old
right.
son.
That's
My
right.
brother's only 26.
Wow.
No, 40.
What? Wow.
Yeah, we
Really
start young.
defies. Yeah. Okay, Steph, we're going to spin your birthday wheel. Snappy Tom's here to do it.
Tommy, when you're ready, my friend, go now. Round and round it goes. Slowing down now, going to land on something that's going to be awesome. Number 16, Jackie, what's that one?
That is a $300 by Fairfax and Roberts jewellery gift voucher.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Thank you.
You're welcome, Steph. Enjoy. They've got a couple of songs to play. We all know Brooklyn. Somehow he must have had a fever or something when he chose.
Yeah, he must. Were you drunk or something,
No,
Brooklyn?
what happened is I was at home. I felt like listening to Mariah Carey, so I said, "Hey Google, play Mariah Carey." Then All I Want for Christmas came on, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But you know what? I just for 3 minutes, I didn't think about coronavirus. I thought, "Oh, Christmas time's going to come. It's going to be good. It'll be all over."
Brooklyn. You can wrap a turd in glitter, but when you get down close, you can still smell that's a turd.
No. Sydney is going to love listening to this when it finally plays.
Okay.
Oh,
Stephanie,
don't know.
you could choose it today.
Let's have a listen to Mariah Carey. Don't forget also, Stephanie, I told everyone, I'm not bullshitting here. Anyone chooses that song from Brooklyn before December, banned for life from this show.
Oh, you're a 30-year-old girl, Steph. You won't get banned.
Yeah, you will.
No.
I'll ban anyone, I don't care. I've chosen something. Jackie and I, we put our heads together. Jackie, would you like to explain?
I don't know what it is.
You forgot? You forgot?
What is it again?
We talked for hours about this. I remember I said yesterday, there's a choir, they're singing Lean On Me, there's hundreds of them
That's
online.
right. Yeah, the Lean On Me thing. Yeah.
But I'm not playing
that's
the choir version because it's whack. But the real version, it's amazing. Perfect for this time of day. Everyone needs this song. You know this one? Are you going to pick this one, Steph?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Sorry, Brooklyn.
Steph, come on, Steph.
Sucked in.
This is more uplifting anyway, Brooklyn. Like, more uplifting than All I Want for Christmas.
It is. Hey,
Lean On Me. It's beautiful.
Have you heard the World Choir? They sing it. It's a little whack. Here it is. This is how sad people are sitting at home, all singing. That's right.
But if we are wise.
Sorry.
I'm playing them all separately, but they've joined them all together. Is that you, Jackie? Well, that sounded like Jackie.
Oh, jeez, I could be in the World Choir then.
Four
by
of
the
them
sounds
sounded
that.
like you, I reckon.
Yeah. It just goes to show when everyone groups together, you can actually sound quite wonderful, but individually, terrible,
Listen,
isn't it?
I know. Like the reason they've got the whole world singing it is because they can take about 90% of them off and just turn them down. and just put the other ones
right,
up.
like
Turn
they
the
did
other
with
ones up.
Victoria Beckham in
That's
the Spice
right,
Girls.
100%. Here we go, everyone. Club Nouveau. Lean on me. Happy birthday, Stephanie. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Everyone, have a little
Yes, enjoy,
sing-along.
Steph.
Here it is.
Yeah.
At Kiss. Morning, guys. It's the Karl and Jackie O Show. Club Nouveau, Lean on Me this morning. Good message out there, even though the message really is don't lean on anyone. Don't touch anyone.
Lean on me for support, but not physical support.
Totally not physical. Save that up.
Yeah. Okay, so round of O news, and it seems like Taylor Swift isn't the only one fighting with Kim Kardashian at the moment. You might have seen the teaser for season 18 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians a little while ago, which shows a massive fist fight between Kim and Kourtney.
Oh, I did see a little bit of that on the promo. That looked like there was a little slappy thing going on. Is that right? Is that what happened, or was it more full on?
Kim and well, it does get physical, and I think Kim is the one slapping Kourtney in the end.
That's right. Well, Kourtney goes towards her, and Kim gets all up in her face. I loved it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, this is the trailer. Have a listen.
I will you up, you literal.
Stop, you still.
Just get the out of here. I'm getting to see your face.
I don't want to be
Then
near
go.
your fat ass,
Then
okay?
go.
Shut the up.
Man, they are so rich now. They've got that big band playing, that Philharmonic Orchestra. Every time they punch on, the orchestra comes out.
Well, anyway, Kim has opened up about that moment on Laura Wass's podcast. So she's a lawyer, Laura. And, she's saying her family have never dealt with a physical fight like this before.
Wow.
Here it is.
I might need an attorney when that first episode comes out.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So you ended 17 at odds with Kourtney, and I know you were just on Ellen talking about it. How's
it gets
going?
a lot worse.
It gets worse before it gets better?
Before it gets better.
Okay.
But, we're a really close family.
Yes. I can't imagine
It
that
all
Mama
works
Bear
out.
would allow things to get too much worse.
Our family's never dealt with this before.
Okay.
So it definitely gets worse.
Was it like a Megxit?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Okay.
It was a little violent.
Guys, relax. Your stepfather cut his dick off. I think you can get over a little fight between a couple of sisters, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, it's all because Kourtney wants to leave the show. He doesn't want to do it anymore.
Let her
so
go.
that's
She's the most
why.
boring one on there anyway. Could care less. Those kids. Those kids. And she's a great mom and everything like that, but she doesn't do much compared to the other girls,
No, that's true. And it's because she doesn't want to. And so the more she doesn't want to, the less she's giving to camera. And you just think, well, why bother? Just let her go. But we've been seeing all the weird things celebrities are up to during coronavirus isolation. And we've seen Ellen doing the puzzles and a lot of singing from artists, changing up lyrics in their song.
A lot of boring, weird stuff, don't you think? Like the Madonna in the bath. That was like I could definitely do with not ever seeing that.
Well, Ryan Reynolds did one where he was urging people to stay inside, and his was more tongue-in-cheek. Have a listen.
We need to work together to flatten the curve and fight off COVID-19. I think in times of crisis, I think we all know that it's the celebrities that we count on most. They're the ones who are going to get us through this. Right after healthcare workers, of course, first responders, people who work in essential services, ping pong players, mannequins, they're great. Childhood imaginary friends, sure. Like 400 other types of people. Look, stay at home, practice social distancing, wash your hands. We are going to get through this thing. We're going to get through this thing together.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the piss. So what about checkout chicks?
And then, yeah, exactly. Checkout chicks. Definitely on the front line, girls. And then he nominated 3 other celebs to post their own videos, and he included Seth Rogen as one of those. Kind of got the impression that Seth did it, but just didn't really put in any effort. Have a listen.
That sounds like Seth Rollins.
Hello, this is Seth Rogen. I'm in my bunker where I've emptied out all my hoarded toilet paper and Purell to record this message. Ryan Reynolds nominated me to help spread the word. Stay inside, wash your hands, just don't leave the house. It's, there are worse things you could be asked to do. Let's not get sick.
Thanks, Seth. Huge effort there.
Yeah, massive effort. What else has been happening? Obviously, Prince Charles being diagnosed with coronavirus. That's been the big story this morning.
Oh, I just got the printout, sorry, Jackie, of the work from home elimination little pool that we've got going here. It's like a Melbourne Cup thing.
Yeah.
So we've got all the people on the show. We've got all their faces up.
Yeah.
Tom, you're behind all this.
Yeah, it was my idea, kind of like The Bachelor.
Exactly. So we've got all the faces of everyone on the show. We've got me, you, Brooklyn, Adam, Pete, Coffee John. Everyone's there. Black Beaver, Cashcock, everyone. So let's start crossing them off. So
what are we crossing them off for?
Those that have been banished from the workplace. So
okay.
So Shivering Adam, you're still here. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're here. Oh, Jackie, you're banished, so cross Jackie
cross
out.
me off, yep.
Oh, beautiful Olivia from social media.
Is she banished?
She's banished.
Wow.
Why would you banish the two hotties? Like, who banished Olivia and Jackie?
Olivia was the first one to go because she coughed one day, so we banned her.
We banned her. Oh, now there's Ashley. Who's that?
Awkward Ash.
Oh, that's not Ash. This is a bait and switch photo for sure.
Some people we picked ugly photos, and some people we picked really.
Well,
hot
Ashley
photos.
got a beautiful photo.
Did I get a good photo?
Nah, you got a selfie on there. It's not the best, but it's fine. It's
Oh,
pretty.
okay.
It's pretty.
Which one is it? What do I look like? What am I wearing?
I don't know. You're in a denim shirt and you got shutters behind you. It's just like you know that one? It's not a publicity photo.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh, where's Mayo? Mayo's not here.
She's on there, but it's a really disgusting
No, where is
photo.
she? Why isn't she here?
We got rid of her too.
Why?
She just is annoying, so we're like, you're out.
Right, so she's banished.
Yeah.
She looks stoned in this photo. No good. PAT, is PAT banished or is he
And we
here?
banished him because he catches the train, and we said we shan't
Okay,
deal with
so we
you.
won't have public transport germs here. Crying Bradley, the music director, is he banished?
It's still here.
Oh, he's here. Okay,
Oh, good
He's
on
from the
you,
Northern
Bradley.
Beaches, so he's
yeah.
healthy and fit.
Of course he is. Okay, there's Coffee John. He's
No, but
here.
the Northern Beaches is the hub of it, along with the eastern suburbs.
No, it's not. No one's ever said the eastern suburbs is the hub.
Yeah,
everyone says
it is.
Macquarie Park is the hub. We're the station.
No, most people
Not
who have
mo-
gotten
I've
coronavirus
never
are from
seen-
the eastern suburbs. That's number one.
Who says this? This is what happens when you only live in the eastern suburbs.
No,
I've never
it's
heard
an
that on any.
article.
I've never heard it.
No, it is. I'm reading it right now. Okay.
I want the Eastern Suburbs Chronicle.
A New South Wales coronavirus. yeah, blah blah blah. And what is it? They just say the New South Wales map pinpoints confirmed COVID-19 cases and where they're from. And it's mostly eastern suburbs.
Listen, the Wentworth
And then
Courier is
southeast.
designed only for rich people in the eastern suburbs to buy their next door neighbour's house. That's all. Right, that's all it is. You go, oh, have a look at those Chinese people up the house. That place is worth $42 million. Oh, let's buy it and put our fleet of cars in there. That's what that magazine's
Well, I'm telling
for.
you, that's true. But anyway, carry on. What were you saying?
Okay, intern Pete, is he here?
Always here.
Oh, yes. Brooklyn,
yeah.
you're here.
Yeah.
What about Black Bieber? Kian, is he here?
He's out.
He's out.
Oh, shit.
He's out, is he?
Yeah, he's out.
Okay, what happened to him?
He just lives in the
It's a
west,
black
so
thing.
we all
A
like
black
to
thing,
stay
probably.
there.
Petho, or vagina neck,
he'd be
as I call
gone.
him.
He'd be gone.
He is still here, but he starts later in the day when we evacuate.
Oh, he wants to avoid you, you dirty lot.
Yeah, no, he's the dirty one. Why do you think we call him vagina neck? Eh? Why do you think that? You know why, Jackie.
Yes, Kyle, I know why.
So we'll cross
Such
him
a
out.
stupid name.
It's not a stupid name. You were on his shoulders in your swimming pool at a drunken party for work, and he never washed his neck since because you were on his shoulders, and he tells everyone her vagina was pressing against the back of my neck.
Yeah, he did not say
The grossest
that.
kid alive. Who
No.
goes around telling everyone that? It's embarrassing.
Anyway, I haven't finished our news
Hang
yet.
on,
Are we still in the
Cashcock, is
middle of this?
Cashcock out or not?
He's still here, but only at night.
Okay, so we'll leave him. I'm here. Richie, yeah, he's still here. He's over in the background there, headphones on. Who's this Chinese baby, Chris? Who's that? There's a picture of a Chinese baby.
We call him the child. He sometimes helps with audio. So
Is he here?
He is actually here, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
DB's here, the program director. Missy, our censor, she's always here.
Say hi, Missy.
Beep there. There you go. Right. Palestine, she's here. Gordy, is he dead or not? Is he
Still
alive?
here.
Gordy's here.
Is he not broadcasting from home?
No,
we
no.
make him come in.
Okay. All right.
The lower grade shows like that, they don't care whether they live or die. Those shows. If he's
Right.
gone, they'll bring someone from Newcastle down a week
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Job, and there's someone in Newcastle hoping this for years that Gordy dies. And then with something like this, the coronavirus comes in, all these regional radio guys think, oh, I hope Sandilands dies, I hope that Gordy dies. It's terrible, but it's the truth. Meek Mitch, he's here, and then Tom, he's here. Okay, so we're down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're down 7. How many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 is still here. Not quite half, Jackie.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go.
Other shows only have 3 people in total working on them. I didn't realise that we've got 20 people working on this show, and it's still riddled with errors.
How is that possible?
I don't know. Listen to Alan Jones's show. Who do you think's there? Obviously, Alan's on air.
Yeah.
I'm here to inform everyone, not to alarm, but to inform the facts, and only the facts, here at 2GB, while I'm broadcasting from my palatial country estate, surrounded by beautiful that don't work for him. They just happen to be there. And then one guy pushing the buttons in the studio. That's Alan's whole show. And the guy kills it.
Who takes the calls?
Oh, some poor little, some interns, no doubt.
Right.
Who takes the calls over there at 2GB?
He has a guy that takes the calls and just an EP. That's it. So there's 4 people.
4 people on Alan's show. I got 20 bastards here, and we can't bloody do anything right. 20. It's embarrassing. How many people work over on the Today FM breakfast show now?
Carl,
1.
I think it might be just 1. Yeah.
1. Just Jamie Angel on air.
Yeah, I don't think he requires anyone working with him.
He doesn't do anything. He goes, here's the Chantuzis at Today FM. Here's the Bee Gees at Today FM. Followed up by Eminem. It's whack shit station that is. How can you listen to that? And no one does, I suppose. Have you finished our news, or have I just gone on the rant?
Well, you have. The only other thing I was going to say is that Bindi Irwin married. At Australia. Yeah, all right. Well, that's it. That's your own news.
Well, I shouldn't say big deal. It's a special day for Bindi. I'm feeling negative today. I shouldn't.
I think the headlines have been really deceiving with Bindi because all the headlines are Bindi Irwin gets married just before the new lockdown comes into place. You know, so they were implying that she was going ahead with her wedding and inviting like 200 people. But that's not the case. She didn't invite anyone. Like, it was literally her brother, her mother. There was no one there.
Right.
So she was abiding by the rules, even though the rules weren't in place technically at that point.
Right. And she wouldn't want people there. Did she get married at the zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what she would have been. She'd be like, I'm a wildlife warrior, and I'm getting married not in front of people, but in front of the things that are the most important to me in the world.
Well.
Animals.
Yeah. Good on her. She seems very happy.
She's a nice girl. She is.
Yeah, so that's pretty much your news at the moment. I'll update you next hour.
She's carrying on like it sounds like she's doing the corona updates. The real news is Brooklyn. This here is just gossip.
I know, but have you noticed my own news is coronavirus related?
I know, you're you're trying to hedge your way onto the real news. You've been doing it all your life.
Why don't we swap roles for a day, Brooklyn, and I can do the serious news, the news everyone wants.
Yeah, I mean, you are obsessed with the virus. So
I am. I'm all over
give you
it.
A go.
Yeah.
You'll come unstuck when it comes to sport when you've got to go, Martina Navratilova. Yeah. You won't be able to do that.
My question is, all sport is cancelled at the moment.
The best news of my life.
Yeah. You should be loving this coronavirus, Kyle.
I am totally loving the no sport thing, but
yeah.
I feel for the families that are affected. I can't believe the NRL, even though I don't watch it, never been to a game of life, that they're on the verge of collapse and they may never come back. I find that very hard to believe.
That surely won't happen, will it?
Yeah, they were that thin on the ground with money.
Really?
That the whole thing is on the verge of possibly disappearing forever. If that's the case, I'll buy it. I'll buy NRL. I'll bring it back. I will never go to a game ever, but I'll buy it. Can't be worth it. If the whole thing is collapsing, someone's got to go in there and rescue it.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah, I know. 2 questions.
To never come back.
Talking of extreme, 2 questions for 20K. If you want to play, ring now. 131065 is the number.
Kyle and Jackie O's.
I have questions.
2 questions for $20,000.
Here we go, guys. We're desperate to give this money away. We've already dropped quite a few bundles out there.
Yes,
Let's see if
but
we
we
can do
haven't
it
come close lately. And hopefully, Jamie, you're playing today. You'll get the 20 grand.
Hi, Jamie.
Hey, sweetie.
How are you?
I get it today.
Are you locked
Do
up
you
at
have a good feeling, do you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Are you locked up at
Okay.
home, or are you working? What are you doing?
No, I'm on my way home, leaving my boyfriend I'm on my way to work, leaving my boyfriend at home, which is kind of upsetting. I think we could all use money right now. So
Yeah, of course.
Good on, yeah.
Well, Brooklyn's here to be the quiz master. Jackie just has to stop being so selfish and stop thinking about what she thinks and start thinking about what I would say, which is what the whole idea is.
Well, I did that yesterday and it didn't work.
Well, I
at
wasn't
all.
here.
Oh, the day before, sorry.
What are you going to say?
Okay. I'm going to go off to the cone of silence. So are
Okay.
you, Jamie. Let's go, girls.
Bye, ladies.
Yeah, see yous.
See yous later. There they go. Girls are
out.
Gone.
All right, come on, Kyle. Let's do this today for Jamie. What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say human?
Nature.
Oh,
Human
yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Human being. Human race. Human oid. Humanoid.
Oh,
No, I'm joking. No, I'm not logging in humanoid. Oh, God. Well, human being, human race, I want to say human being, human race, but I also want to say human nature.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Maybe because I know him. Well, other people
Maybe
think that.
maybe Jack would think you would say that. Not that crazy.
Human nature. Lock it in.
Yeah? All right.
Oh, hopefully that's
nature.
right.
Okay, and second question, what's the first word that comes to mind when I say wheel?
Barrow. Lock in wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
She knows it's my favourite sex position as well, the wheelbarrow. She's never done it herself.
She's never
She just
tried
doesn't
it.
have the upper body strength to use her hands as a wheel.
Yeah, I see. So we got human nature and wheelbarrow. Thank you,
Yeah.
Carl.
Thank you.
Into the cone you
bring
go.
the cone down, guys. See you later.
Bye. See ya. And we got to get Jackie O back. Jack, are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, excellent. Question 1. What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say human?
Oh, human nature. Human race. Human kind. Dear. Okay, the human race, humankind, or human nature. Which one's he going to go for? I'm going to go with human nature.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, lock in human nature. Thank you, Jackie. Question 2. What's the first word that comes to mind when I say wheel?
Wheel. Wheel. Oh, wheel. Oh my God.
Yes, wheel.
I don't know. Wheel. Oh, shit. I don't know. I'm stuck on this. Wheel. 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 I can't get anything. Because I don't have... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Wheel. Wheel rims. Wheel... Oh, God. Wheel alignment. Wheel alignment. There you go.
Yeah, locking it in?
Yes. Yeah, wheel
Okay,
alignment.
thank you, Jackie. And let's get Carl back. And Jamie as well. See how we went.
Hey, guys. How'd it go?
Well, I don't know how it went. The last one I struggled on big time.
Jackie
Did
got
you?
stuck on the last one.
Oh,
And
I
then
nailed
finally,
it. Straight away
finally
I
it
said
came
something.
to her.
Right.
All right, Jamie, have we got you?
Jamie, are you
there?
with us,
Hello?
son?
Oh, she was stuck in the cone.
Oh, get
you
her
there,
out.
Jamie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, you bloody...
Oh, Jamie, this is the moment, hon. You're about to find out if you're $20,000 richer.
Here we
Oh
go.
my gosh, I'm waiting.
Okay,
luck.
the first question that had to match on, the word was human.
Yep.
Kyle said human nature, and so did Jackie.
Oh, yes. Good work, Jackie. Okay, we're halfway there, guys.
And it was the first one, not the second one.
I was
which is good,
I was really
yeah.
worried because there was, human being, human race,
Yes,
human
humankind.
nature, humankind,
Yeah. Yeah, that was
humanoid.
you.
I was going to say humanoid.
Oh, well, I would never have said
I know. That's what I said. Okay. For $20,000 for Jamie and Pimble.
The word
I struggled on this.
Jamie was wheel. What do you think they would have said?
Yeah, what would you say, Jamie?
Real life?
No, wheeled, as in like on a car.
wheel.
Yeah, you're not
Oh,
Samity
wheel.
Sam, you're the wheel.
Oh. If they did the double barrow, it would have been wheelbarrow or wheel for car.
Wheel of the car, that's a full sentence.
Yes, it wasn't. It was a double barrel.
Jamie, you would have said wheelbarrow.
Barrow. Oh, no, probably car. Just
That's
go
right.
safe.
Okay, well, I did say wheelbarrow.
Kyle said wheelbarrow, and Jackie said wheel alignment.
Kidding. Wheelbarrow. Why didn't I think of wheelbarrow?
You know that's my favourite sex position, the wheelbarrow.
Oh, but it's not. You just say it is.
No,
to
I keep
sound
you always
cool.
say this. I say you're not
Really,
good at it because you don't have the upper body strength.
Oh, you don't need really upper body strength for that because you're
No.
being held on to.
No, but your hands are you're in the push-up position using your hands as the wheel.
That's easy.
Oh, well, that's what you say.
Jackie, you cost Jamie $20,000.
You're right. I did cost you that 20 grand because
Wow.
wheelbarrow was a good answer that just didn't come to me.
Wheel
I went a
alignment.
blank.
I know why she says wheel alignment, because she's a gutter clipper. She's always down at Bob Jane getting the bloody wheel alignment done. Always.
Damn it, I am so disappointed in myself, Jamie. I truly apologise for being stupid.
Save that, guys. Put that in the opener.
no.
You know, we put little bits in the opener. Put that in there. It's amazing.
I'm embarrassed. All
It's
right,
all right.
guys.
It's all right, Dale. What can you do? What can you do?
So people are probably yelling at me in the car right now, going, "God, she's a dumb bitch." Don't you reckon?
No.
I was going to say yes. I agree with her for
answer.
once. I totally agree with her. Don't worry. Okay, let's get on with the show. Forget that. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. No one else
Bringing
cares.
me down.
One person missed out on 20,000. Everyone else missed out as well. So whatever.
Okay, all right. We're doing Am I the Best Sex You've Ever Had? That's coming up shortly. And Tracy Grimshaw on the phone as
Plus,
well.
Dr. Chris Brown on the way and Karl Stefanovic.
News right now
This is
with Brooklyn Ross.
Morning, Sydney. Here's what you need to know. Another person who came off a cruise ship in Sydney last week has now passed away from the coronavirus. The 68-year-old man had been on the Voyager of the Sea ship, went home to Toowoomba and died in ICU yesterday afternoon. It's the first Queensland death from the virus and takes Australia's death toll now to 9. Our Premier is now working with Border Force on new rules for cruise ships that dock in Sydney. Until that rule is finalised, no passengers will be allowed to get off. The criteria...
Hey, I've got. Have you heard the audio that came through from that? Which cruise ship was that, Adam? That came through? Is this the one that you're talking about, Brooklyn?
This is Ovation of the Seas. This one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ovation of the Seas.
Yeah.
So that's one of those cruise ships that let a whole heap of people off. I've got the audio of the captain making an announcement to all the passengers before they left that everything was fine. You didn't need to self-isolate.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
In conference with the ABF, or the Australian Border Force, today, we have the confirmation that none of our guests will be required to self-isolate or anything of that sort. We have a full clean bill of health, so to speak. Whether you are international or going back home in Australia, you will walk off and go home at your leisure.
Wow.
How did they get... Did they misinterpret what they were told?
I don't know. See, I always thought that the cruise liner made the mistake, but that guy's saying that they've had the all clear from Border Force Australia.
There's no way they got the all clear. Come on. There's
Dunno.
no way.
But he's saying it, so like you would think that he would have believed it to be true at the time.
Imagine though if you were a passenger on a cruise ship over the last couple of weeks and you'd started being banned from docking everywhere. If you started feeling ill, you would not tell anyone. Really, because you'd want to get off. And if you spoke up and said, oh, hey, I might have coronavirus, you're all going to be stuck on there. So I think a lot of people would have
Brooklyn, you must let them know. You can't not let them know.
No, you think that people would have kept it quiet so they didn't get stuck on
If you had a bit of a, stuffy nose or whatever, Jackie, you're on a cruise ship just desperate to get off and the choice is you're going to be stuck on there for 2 weeks with everyone.
Depends.
I think that's probably one of the reasons what's happened here because everyone said no one knew anyone was sick on these cruise ships before they all got off. And then suddenly it's like 100 people
So
with coronavirus.
if no one self-reported that they weren't testing it.
I think that's probably one reason, yeah.
What a disaster.
But it's hard to know. Some people don't even get symptoms, you know?
It's crazy, right?
There's that too.
So
some people are
it is hard to
on
know.
respirators in hospital in critical condition, and others that have the virus don't even know they've got it. It's mental.
No, I know. It is crazy.
Hey, the criteria for getting one of these COVID-19 tests is expanding now. Anyone who works in health or aged care can go and get a test more easily, along with people at boarding schools, military bases and in prison. Over in the UK, a take-home finger prick test is apparently days away from being released. There's a plan to sell that in pharmacies, and if it shows you've had the virus and are now immune, you would be able to stop social distancing and go back to work. Over in Spain, there have now been more coronavirus deaths there than in China. Italy still has more than both of them combined. The worldwide death toll is now over 20,000.
Hey, in the UK, you know how they're on the full lockdown and all the fast food chains were shut down, deliveries were stopped, people are locked away in their homes, not allowed to go out. Well, spare a thought for a poor mum who had to break the news to her fast food loving 5-year-old daughter.
Oh, I saw this. I've got a mum's group on WhatsApp going on.
Oh, God, do I want to hear about that? Sounds very unsexy.
It's all the parents at our school, and we've created a new group just based solely on coronavirus, which is either information on it or funny memes. And I get sent all these videos, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm going to roll
It's
it for
funny.
everyone. Yeah, it's hilarious. Here's the mum breaking the news to her daughter that there'll be no more fast food and no deliveries, and you're going to have to eat mummy's cooking from now on. Roll the tape.
Layla, Nando's is closed as well. We love Nando's. And KFC. And McDonald's.
What deliveries?
All the deliveries. You've literally got to eat mummy's cooking now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Pizza Hut's closed too.
Poor kid. Poor kid. The kid would rather get coronavirus. Let's get Sergeant Slick Melbourne DJ remixing Gimme, Gimme, Gimme now. Tracy Grimshaw from A Current Affair is on next. 7:45, shower around today, maybe or two. Tops at 23, beaches through to the mountains. Here at KISS. We know that sound. It's when Tracy Grimshaw comes on every single week, not on A Current Affair. Starts at 7. Carl was filling in for a couple of days because they thought Tracy might have been given a dose from Richard Wilkins. Now, when I heard that headline, I thought...
Rita Wilson.
It was Rita. I didn't know.
Rita was using her dressing room, apparently.
Oh, that's right, yes. Because, we've got Tracy on the phone now because she's back in the desk. Good morning.
Hi, Tracy.
How are you?
How are you? It's good to talk to you.
Hi, Kyle. Nice to
Are
talk
you
to you. It's so weird not to be in there.
I know.
I know. We love having you in. You're one of our favourite guests, and you know, I'd imagine for you, it's an interesting time because everything would be about coronavirus, right? I mean, everyone's just got such a thirst for more and more information about this.
I think people are afraid. I mean, I think people are starting to really understand how serious it is now, and I think it's taken a while for that to happen. And now they're just hungry for information because, you know, the unknown is terrifying. And so I guess the more you can sort of figure out what's happening and what's going to happen, the more you can comfort yourself somehow.
Yes, yep. It is the unknown because we don't know how far into lockdown we are going to go as a country. Now, how do you feel that Scott Morrison has been handling this situation, in your opinion?
Look, I think it's pretty easy to knock governments in situations like this. I think it's easy for them to make mistakes because it's massive, and they're human beings. And I don't think every decision has been the right decision. But at the same time, they're the only government we've got. They're doing their best. I think they're knocking themselves out. And I think it's probably not helpful right now to start tearing down the people that we need to be listening to for our next direction. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't ever ask a question. You can, and you have to keep everyone honest. But I don't think anyone's trying to make mistakes.
I think you're
now.
right, because I don't usually like Scott Morrison, right? I think I just didn't like the whole way he got in, and I just don't like him. And the shitting himself at McDonald's, didn't like all that. But I think he's handled this situation pretty well. Bad situation handling the fires. Quite an amazing the way he's presenting himself to the public during this pandemic. I actually feel safe.
I will say that I would never want to be him. I mean, being the Prime Minister right now during this is such a tough gig because you do have to make some pretty big calls. The only thing I would say is that there's been some very confusing messages sent our way.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Go on, Jack.
No, you go.
I just don't know what to... You go.
No, you go. You go. You go. I've got nothing.
Who? Me or Tracy?
No, both of you. Both of you talk at the same time, and I'll laugh in between.
You go, Tracy.
Look, I agree. I think some of the messaging has been confusing, and from as simple things as you can have 5 people at a wedding, but 10 people at a funeral. That's just weird, confusing messaging. I understand when you drill down. I understand the logic they're trying to apply to it, but it's confusing. And
it is confusing,
now.
Especially when they say you can go to the hairdresser, but only for 30 minutes. Bitch, please! What woman goes to the hairdresser for 30 minutes? It's not even possible.
Yeah, me even at the barber takes longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's hard. So it is. There's a lot of stuff that
are we really
understand.
supposed to sacrifice our scalp massage after the wash? I think not.
That's the best
You
bit.
have to sacrifice your scalp massage for humanity.
Okay, fair
what
enough.
your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
That is so true. Look, it's great to see you back in the chair. Were you worried when you thought you might have been infected, or were you just like, you felt fine so you weren't that worried?
Look, I actually felt fine. I didn't have any symptoms, and my exposure wasn't just through Rita using my dressing room. I had other exposure to someone who had been with them for several hours. So I stayed away for a few days, and I tried to get tested, but I couldn't get tested.
That's right.
Our testing criteria was so strict that because I didn't have any symptoms, they literally refused to test me.
Did you say, excuse me, I'm Tracy Grimshaw? Did you say that?
Look, I didn't. I actually didn't, Carl. I didn't say it, but Dickie managed to get tested, and he was asymptomatic. I mean, at that stage, you could not get a test unless you had a symptom. Yeah. But Dickie managed to get tested, and he didn't have a symptom. And guess what? He's still positive, and it's 13 days later.
And doesn't that make you wonder how many of us may have it without realising?
Yes, and I did ask that. I had the deputy health officer on last night. Paul Kelly, and I said that to him, aren't we missing all the silent carriers who are asymptomatic? And he said, look, and I think clearly it's known now that there weren't a lot of tests available in this country. There was a shortage, and he said really it was about bang for your buck. We just had to test where we thought we were going to find it.
Yeah, and now we're going to get more tests. Everyone can get a test eventually.
When is that happening, by the way?
Oh, they're getting them in now. I mean, it's sort of, they're not exactly specific about it, but I think there's another 100,000 tests that are arriving in Australia, or they're here now, and they've already expanded the criteria, so they must be here now already, and more coming.
So. What is? I have a question. What is the criteria now? Because before it was kind of extreme. No one could get tested unless you'd just come from overseas and were experiencing symptoms. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I think they're now going to prioritise aged care workers and health workers, because I think they obviously need to, because they're going to be people. Aged care workers are, of course, exposed to the most vulnerable people in our community, so you need to know if they're carrying it.
Yep.
And healthcare workers, ditto, they're going to be exposed to people in hospitals who are obviously very vulnerable. So they're prioritising people like that now. They're starting to drill down and sort of specify who they're testing, I guess, now.
Well, look, we're going to keep watching you. We try and give as much info as possible. I know you're doing the same on ACA. You're back on TV tonight. Yes. We'll be tuning in. We'll see you then, Trace.
Thanks, Tracy.
Okay, thanks.
You take care.
Nice
Stay safe.
You.
Yeah, you too. Tracy Grimshaw there from A Current Affair, guys. There's Doja Cat this morning. Say so. Here at Kiss FM. You're on the air. Kyle and Jackie O. Morning, everyone. Shower or two around today. 23, the tops in the city. Same deal out west.
Kyle and Jackie O's.
Am I the best sex you've ever had? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough question to ask someone unless you obviously already know the answer. If you know the answer, you know the answer, right, Jackie?
Well, no. I don't think you do.
You just assume always that you're the best, or...?
No, I don't think you can assume that.
No.
I mean, today we're going to be talking to Mel, and she's going to ask the brave question of Aaron. Now, she's 39, he's 40.
Right.
They dated back in 2013. According to Mel, they were great together, but when they broke up, Aaron moved straight on to a new girl.
Standard, yeah.
And the new girl banned him from even speaking to Mel again. And they eventually had a baby together. So now they've broken up as well. And Mel and Aaron have been touching base, blah, blah, blah. But now he's got a new girlfriend again. So
Aaron doesn't muck around, does he?
He doesn't. But I'm wondering why she's choosing him as the one to ask.
Good morning. Hi, Mel. Fill us in.
Hi guys. Love you, by the way.
Thank you.
Love you, Mel. Thanks.
So why do you think? Why are you asking him? Yeah. Why do you? Did you guys just have amazing chemistry, or what?
Well, I thought we did. Probably the reason why I'm asking him is I've only ever been in 3 relationships. So he was my last, and I've been single 7 years.
7 years.
So he was my last. So I thought.
Wow. You haven't had sex with anyone for 7 years?
Haven't been in a relationship.
Oh, so thanks for the clarification. So still hoeing it, but no relationship.
Obviously, he is the best sex you've ever had, and that's why you're going to ask him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get him up on the phone.
Let's see what
now.
he says. Aaron, we're calling, and let's get him up.
We'll ring him up now. Oh, we got him on the line, have we? Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, how you going?
Good, buddy. It's Kyle and Jackie O at KISS. We've got someone on the phone here that's got one question for you. You might remember a woman from your past called Mel.
Yes.
I thought he was going to say no for a second.
Off to a good start.
Hi, Mel. Mel, you remember Aaron? Aaron, here's Mel.
Catch up, guys. Catch up, do a little chat, and then Mel, ask the question whenever you're ready.
Hi, Aaron. How you going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Just a quick question. Am I the best sex that you've ever had?
Answer honestly, Aaron. You need to answer honestly. Best sex you've ever had, was it with Mel?
That used to be correct.
So who was the one that was better?
Well, that would be my...
Let me guess. Let me guess. Your current girlfriend who's sitting right beside you in the car now.
Well, not quite sitting right beside me, but yes, you are correct.
Okay, well, there you go. Oh, well, Mel, never mind.
Well, so wait a minute, Aaron. The current girlfriend is the best sex you've ever had, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, what about the baby mama?
The baby mama?
Yeah, don't you have a baby?
Sorry, let me whiten that up for you, Aaron. The mother of your child.
I'd have to say, no.
No.
Okay, but who comes second in that? Is it Mel or is it the mother of the child?
It would be me for sure.
Okay, well, don't put words in his mouth.
I would have to say that would be Mel.
Right, okay.
So Mel, you're second. You're the second best.
Or you're number 2.
I don't think I'm second. I don't really think I'm second.
Well, then I will ask Aaron what makes the current girlfriend better than Mel.
Oh, God, this poor bastard. He was just going about his day, trying to social distance, keeping away from everyone.
We'll get the truth out of him, Mel. Don't worry. We'll see if he's lying.
So, Aaron, Jackie wants to know now what makes the current girlfriend so much better at sex than Mel was.
A true gentleman never kisses and tells.
There you go.
Lame,
Well dodged.
So Mel's going to take away from that she's the best sex. You do realise that?
She can take that if she likes. That's fine.
I think you are the best sex, Mel. Maybe you're right.
Jackie, this poor bastard is sitting at home, new girlfriend. He obviously loves and adores her, thinks she's amazing in bed.
Yeah.
And here you are trying to force feed an X down his throat.
No, you're right. Would she be hearing this, Aaron?
I don't think so, no.
That's all right then. Then we can talk freely.
I am.
You are talking freely. Okay, good.
Listen, Mel's not as good as she thinks she is. That's the end of the story. The guy likes banging the new chick.
What made Aaron so good, Mel, if he was your best?
I think that we just had a really good connection together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Obviously, it wasn't conversation.
So we were adventurous, you know. It was
When you say
exciting.
adventurous, what are you talking about? Is he showing up dressed as Batman, or what are we dealing with?
Yeah,
here?
I love to know what people's versions
what is
of
that?
adventurous is.
Everyone's got a different version.
Yeah,
right?
they do, don't they?
So
yeah.
what was so adventurous about him?
Well, we were able to be spontaneous in different situations. It wasn't always in the home.
What?
Yeah.
Where
Public
was that?
sex.
You know, different places.
Like where?
Aaron, you're being so quiet. You're letting Mel do all the talking here.
Yeah. What's her turn to talk?
Oh, he's not happy we've done this.
Jackie, you talk about public sex like as if that's your normal.
Well, I think a lot of people have had sex in public, haven't they?
Of course they have, but it's not normal. It's not like, my brother, he loves having sex with girls on the bonnet of a car at night in front of a speed camera. So hopefully, and his whole wish is that...
Whoa. What do you mean? He parks in front of a speed camera?
He parks so the camera can see the car. He nails them on the bonnet of the car in the dark and hopes like hell someone comes flying through the speed camera for a little photo.
Oh, Christopher Sanderlands,
He's a filthy
naughty
animal.
man.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
I can, actually.
What sort of a filthy, diseased-minded person
Yeah.
does that? What? And who's going to get off on that? Someone at New South Wales Department of Roads and Transport.
Well, they
gonna be
would
like,
get off on that, though,
what's
wouldn't
going
they?
on the bonnet of that Audi there?
Yeah. Would you get booked? Would he get booked for that? 'Cause
No.
Isn't that public indecency?
Oh, God, you're such a goody two-shoes.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, according to the rules, if they're naked and having sex on the bonnet of a car,
he's
I'm
just
sure there's a rule against
texted me
that.
now. He hangs his undies off the front of his number plate so he can't get pinged.
Ah, clever.
God, the guy's putting an effort into it, isn't he? It's the Sandlands for you. They're all the same.
Okay, so we've established, Mel, you're not the best. The current girlfriend is, but you're a close second.
Yeah.
Is that right, Aaron?
Yep.
Yeah, and every girl, that's what every girl dreams of in life, to be called number two.
Aaron, I'm assuming you want to get off this call as soon as possible.
Well, I've only been awake for the last 27 hours due to doing night shift last night, so...
Oh, ring the ambulance. Wah. Okay, there you go. The guy's being adored as one of the best sex creatures alive.
I know, you
and
think
he can't
he'd be
even stay
over
on the
moon.
phone for 5 more seconds. Fair enough.
It's all right, Aaron. We'll let you go.
We'll let you go. It's good, nice to talk to you, bro.
Thanks.
Oh,
Jesus.
What's his story,
You
Mel?
sure he was the number one, Mel? Doesn't sound like he's that great at chat. Mel?
And you get
Oh,
to the
forget it.
camping
You know,
every
you two
time.
belong together. Bloody both useless.
There's only one show home to the world's biggest stars. All right, then. Kyle and Jackie up.
Testing is in the spotlight today. Aussie doctors, nurses and aged care workers are now able to get tested more easily. There's also some great news out of the UK where a finger prick test is about to be released. People will be able to buy it from chemists, test themselves at home, and if they've been infected and gained immunity, they will not have to stay in lockdown.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people...
I don't understand, though, if you prick your finger on this thing and you're negative, and then you go back out and you're wandering around living life as normal, aren't you susceptible to then catching it?
No,
Now, it's only if you've been told you've had it and now are past it. Is that right?
This test will look for the antibodies within you for the coronavirus. So,
some people can't get it. Is that what you're saying?
No, well, it's more saying if you've once had it and then you've got these antibodies that you're now protected from it,
I
at
see.
that point you'll be able to go out. But if you haven't had it yet, you've still obviously got to stay in isolation.
Remember my prediction? It'll be all over by the end of June. No, I might be right.
We'll see. I just don't think the government is going to be saying this is our new way of life for at least 6 months if they thought it was going to be any earlier. But I did wonder...
They have to say the worst case scenario. They're not going to give us the least amount of time. They're going to give us the absolute most amount of time when they give a warning like that, don't you think?
Not necessarily.
What's your stupid Facebook group mothers got to say about it?
Oh, they don't know about that. I mean, but I was wondering because when you watch the movie Contagion, which a lot of us have watched, let's face it, there were people in that movie that were immune to it completely. I wonder, is that the case with the coronavirus? Can you just be immune to it?
I haven't heard about that yet with the coronavirus, Jack.
I think we'll find out as time goes on. Oh, by the way, Jackie, PM must have heard you bitching about the hairdressing thing.
Yeah.
He's now come out officially and lifted that restriction on the hairdressing, because hairdressers have also said they can't do their hair jobs in 30 minutes. So that's now been taken off the list.
Oh, well, see, that's good, because only a man can get that done in 30 minutes, so
well,
that's
would it kill you guys to not get your hair done for a couple of months?
Oh, God, my roots really need doing now.
But you're at home, staying inside.
You're right.
Why can't you get a Weller woman on that thing? Why don't you just do an at-home job?
I've done that before.
But we'll see how long these hairdressers can even stay open. Like, if the lockdown comes in harder.
2 days ago come out and say you can't be at a hairdresser long? Why make the rule and then lift it 2 days later? What's happened in the world where they realise that, you're safer at the hairdresser for longer than 30 minutes? Like, this is
30 minutes is, I believe, more than 30 minutes is like the interaction where you get it. Is that right?
But more 15 minutes.
But really, they're not going to lift the safety of humans because a hairdresser somewhere said it takes at least a couple of hours to get a good dye job done. That's not what we're at. That's not what we're about at the moment.
No, I would have to agree with you. I do find it odd the whole hairdressing thing is allowed to stay open, but hey.
That's weird,
I can't, I'm not the Prime Minister. I don't know all the information about what's going on.
Thank God you're the Prime Minister. You'd have us all be wearing bubble suits and be staying at home from day one.
Jackie's like, yes, I'd stand by that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what we are now, we're at day 62 of this in Australia. Worldwide, we're at day 97 of the coronavirus. Did you know that?
Day 97 worldwide?
Worldwide, yeah.
Okay, yeah, right.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it is. But so day 97, when did it start? Was it November?
I think the world started being told about...
31st was the first
December.
New Year's Day, yeah.
December 31st.
In China, that's the date I saw off.
In China.
Right, okay. Oh, well, let's see how long it goes for, Kyle. End of June's your prediction. End of September's mine. Bad we're placing bets.
Now, here's Jackie's own news.
Yeah, it's all thanks to Macca's, who are, listen to this, good on Macca's. They're shouting any healthcare worker a free small McCafe hot drink or medium soft drink right through until May 17. That's the Macca's way of saying thanks to all the healthcare workers right across the country. So go and get your free coffee, your free drink from McDonald's. Thanks, guys.
So there's a lot of theories about coronavirus circulating on social media right now. And it turns out Idris Elba had to get on Instagram Live to address one he felt was directed at him. So after news broke that he and his wife tested positive for coronavirus, there were certain, allegations that for some reason people believe celebrities were lying about it. And one of those was Cardi B, who sort of alluded to that fact on a post she did a couple of days ago. Have a listen.
Sometimes I be like, if y'all have a cough, you have it. But then I be seeing these basketball players say like, yeah, I have the coronavirus, but I don't got no symptoms. And it's like, y'all not really saying what it is. And it's like, all right, so tell me what it is and what it ain't. I'm starting to feel like this is paying just to say that they got it. And if y'all are paying to say that they got it, pay me too. Pay me too. Okay?
No idea what Cardi's doing. I love hearing about it.
She's saying, if this scam is existing, then I'm up for it. Pay me too.
Oh, she wants to be paid too to say she's got it to scare people.
No, but anyway.
Actually, I'm in too. I'll go.
No, that's ridiculous. But here's what Idris had to say about it all. Here.
This idea that someone like myself is going to be paid to say I've got coronavirus, that's like absolute bullshit, such stupidness. And people want to spread that as if it's like news. That's stupid. It's the quickest way to get people sick that way, because there's no benefit to me and Sabrina sitting there saying we've got it and we ain't got it. I don't even understand the logic of that.
Well, let me explain the logic. The logic is you're sitting at home doing nothing, earning no money.
Yeah.
And you take money for it by saying, hey, I've got it. So everyone goes, Idris has got it.
Yeah, but what's the lot? Like, what does it prove? What is it?
It doesn't prove anything. It's just about making some folding. That's all it is.
Yeah, but who's paying Idris? What are they benefiting from it?
The Chinese. No, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but Cardi's crazy.
I can't understand. Yeah, I can't understand what the benefit is. Like, who's paying who to say you've got coronavirus?
You're right. Yeah, where does the money come from? You're right, Jackie. I withdraw my offer. It doesn't sound like a legitimate firm.
And we know everyone's staying indoors at the moment, and some people, you can't go to hairdressers. Here in Australia, we still have that luxury, but Pink has decided she's going to do her own haircut. She got drunk and gave herself a little a buzz cut, and she sort of like, cropped the sides, shaved the sides of her head.
I like the Kim Jong-un sort of haircut.
Well, she says more like Charlize Theron. Have a listen.
This is my PSA. I don't know how much you guys have been drinking on this whole quarantine thing, but I've decided to make it a sport. And I wanted to share something I did last night. When I drink, I get really, really brilliant ideas. And last night, I got an idea. I can cut hair. I can totally cut hair. Why have I been paying people all this time? Look what I did. What do you think? I think I'm looking pretty good. Am I giving you, like, Alyssa Milano vibes right now? Charlize Theron? I might try to fix it tonight.
When she gets drunk again, she's going to be Brittany bald in a couple of days.
Jackie, why don't you take the pink haircut challenge? I'd love to see you with some shaved sides.
Ooh, no, thank you. That's great on Pink, but not so good on me.
Have you ever tried anything like that?
Yeah, I've never shaved the sides, but I've certainly done as short as
you did the pixie, that Ellen DeGeneres look.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
But why don't you give it a
go?
Do you think that you are, like, your hair is you, or do you think you could still be you with the shaved hair on the side?
I'd just I'd lose. My hair makes like a big difference.
What?
Without my hair,
you're nothing.
I'd be a bit average.
No, without her hair, she's nothing.
I would be pretty average, I reckon. Like,
what do you mean? Like below average?
Yeah, I think if I did the Charlize, I'd be like, no, you can't pull that off.
What? So you think that the most beautiful part of you is the hair?
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
What
but
do you
I think
the most beautiful part of you is?
What? Well, I don't know. Maybe my eyes, do you think?
Yeah, your eyes are pretty good.
Yeah, maybe the eyes, I reckon.
And what else? Do you think it's the whole face or just the eyes?
I don't know, Kyle.
You had a pretty nice face. I'd say the face is the most beautiful part about you. That's how I feel.
Well, then that would mean I should be able to pull off a haircut like that, but I'm telling you, I can't. I don't think I can. Hey, listen, also in other news, Justin Lacko made an announcement on Instagram last night.
Hang on, the most beautiful model that walks the earth.
Yes, the most beautiful man ever.
Yeah.
It has been deleted since he put it up last night.
What did he say?
He said, I won't lie anymore with myself. I want freedom and to be free. I respect myself to say this. I love me and I always will. Gay, bi, straight, just be who you are. I don't care and neither should anyone else. Love who you want to, doesn't matter the sex. Just letting everyone know, this isn't me coming out about being gay. This is me coming out today.
Saying he likes to dick every now and then. It's not a gay thing.
Yeah, that I fall in love with a person, not a sex. I love women and I love men. That's it.
Right, so he doesn't want the gay label. Is he coming out as like fluid? Is that what it is? Is that the word?
Yes, yeah.
Is that the word, Brooklyn? Fluid?
Yes, but
when I think fluid, I think of what comes out at the end.
What do they call it when you're is it pansexual? I think it's pansexual.
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah. When
What's
you
that
love,
mean? You love
when
whatever.
when you love
you'll root whoever will root you, male or female. That's what that means.
No, you don't even see gender. You see the soul. You see the person for who they are. Nothing to do with gender.
Sorry, Peter. Pete, what are you shaking your head like in very violent agreement for?
I was thinking that's what I am now.
Oh, you're pansexual too now. Oh, it's a trendy
well, a little
thing.
bit. A little. I was thinking about the other day.
What, you'd be with a woman?
I'm leaning towards it.
You're leaning.
You're
leaning towards now giving up men and being with a woman.
No, I'm just when you say the soul thing.
Yeah.
Like all jokes aside, like I generally think there is something in that now.
Oh, there you go.
Look, I understand when they say like it's not the gender, it's the person. I myself could never imagine making out with a bloke, no
Yeah.
matter how awesome I thought he was. I think my friends are awesome. Have I ever dreamt about making out with John or Simon or NASA? No, never. Have I, there's been things, that's happened.
I think
But there's always a girl involved.
you start out
wig.
probably crossing the line of bi, and then you form a pansexual kind of. Then you understand what pansexual is. And you understand that better. And I think that's where it comes from. I don't think, if you're 100% straight, that you necessarily just suddenly become pansexual. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But for you, Kyle, because of how old you are...
Excuse me, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, no, you're right, because actually I know a lot of women who have divorced at a later age, and they've realised that they're not straight. They're lesbian.
They want women, right.
Yeah,
but is that
so
out
it
of a
does
hatred
happen.
and a bad experience for over a long time with a man that they thought, I want the
sure about
softer
that.
touch of a woman?
Possibly, I don't know.
All I know is that it's, give me your V. Give me oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, she doesn't want me to spell
I
it.
take that back about your age. You may actually be old, but you don't act old.
Yeah, well, it's Johnny all the way for me, baby.
Yeah, I know that.
I won't even do butt stuff because that's almost bordering on the gay.
Oh, Kyle.
You know what I'm saying? I know you love it there.
Not
but
really.
For me, I'm all about the front door. Why go around the back door? Why walk up the muddy back path when you've got the beautiful front door?
Yeah.
Like the front door's there to welcome everyone. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You go trodden through the mud up the back path. No.
Right.
Sorry, Brooklyn, I'm looking right at you, but not anything in particular.
No, and I think more girls need to
Well, when you
remember
don't
that.
have a front door and there's only the service entrance, I understand you've only got one option.
What do girls need to remember, Brooklyn?
Well, if they're being pressured into the other way, they should
Service
just say,
entrance.
hey, front door's open. Come in the front.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say it. That. Oh no, you don't have to beep that out. That was COME. Right, C-O-M-E. I get it. Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
Okay, Dr. Chris Brown is joining us next. He had a DIY gardening fail from home isolation, I think. He was basically doing something in the garden, and I don't know what happened.
I thought you
but
meant
he was
a DUI. You said DIY. Right,
do-it-yourself gardening fail he had. Yeah. I think people are doing things in self-isolation
Hang on,
that
are
they
we
haven't
that
done.
desperate for guests that we've got Dr. Chris Brown on talking about gardening mistakes?
Well, didn't he go to hospital for it? It wasn't
Jesus.
just a little fail. I
Okay,
think
well, we'll have him on any time of the day or night. We love Dr. Chris Brown.
Yeah, we do. We're going to talk to him next.
Don't forget, he was Jackie's fallback guy, remember? Have you ever pursued that?
No, I haven't actually.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
Why not? Because I'm not. I think he has a girlfriend anyway, but I just don't really want to. I'm not really in the mood.
You're not in the mood?
For boyfriends. Yeah. No.
I'll put it on him for you when he comes on. I'll put it on him.
No, don't, because I don't want to.
I won't do it for now. I'll say once the pandemic's over.
No, don't.
You don't want me to say anything?
No, I don't.
What if I allude to it?
No.
So you're off him? You're off him.
I think he's fabulous, but I'm just not really wanting that right now. Thanks.
Okay. Jeez, I'm just trying to help a mate out.
Don't need to force it on me. I'm
not
good.
forcing it. I'm
good.
not a forcer.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
Well, I feel pressured, put it that way.
Okay, well, I don't want you to feel any pressure from me.
Good-o.
What if he brings it up?
As if he's going to bring it up.
What if I said, you got anything to bring up with Jackie on a personal note?
Okay, could do that and see what he says.
Okay, I'll do it. Regard, we'll get him on next. This is Right, it's Regard, love it. It's already had over 500 million global streams. That's because everyone's at home and bored and just listening to songs and watching TV. And
we're running out of shows.
Life could be worse. It's Kiss.
That was such an epic fail.
Big epic fails. We're talking to Dr. Chris Brown, who's usually fantastic with everything he does. An amazing vet. We love his TV show. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. All around top bloke.
Yeah.
He's on the phone now. Jackie, she discovered that a lot of people, while they're self-isolating, trying to find new ways to keep themselves busy, doing activities, household stuff they wouldn't normally do, just because they give it a go. I haven't mowed the yard for like 14 years, but I'll give that a go, I reckon.
Exactly, and I feel like that's what Dr. Chris Brown might have done, but it was a fail, and we've got him on the phone now to tell us about it. Hi,
Good
Chris.
morning. What have you done to yourself?
Oh, good Good morning. Look, that same idea. You spend enough time staring at something, you all of a sudden believe that you can do it yourself. So it was that case on Sunday afternoon. I was looking around the garden and saw this again, relatable, a bush that needed trimming. It had been a while. And
are you talking about pubic hair, or are you talking about a garden bush?
I was actually talking about a cactus. But, Kyle, if this rings some sort of bell for you, then by all means.
Because I was thinking to myself, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror last night getting out of the shower and thought, these pubes need a trim urgently. And I didn't bother. I thought, I'm
too hard.
Isolated, who cares?
That's it. The take-home message is don't let me do it. Because what happened was I trimmed this big cactus thing, and as I was trimming one of the stems, it sprayed its sap at me, which wasn't ideal, and got me in the right eye. Now I thought, look, it'll be fine. It's no big deal. And then after about 30 seconds, imagine the worst chili in your eye. It was like that time.
It started burning,
and started burning. So I thought, what do? So I rang up the Poisons Information Centre and said, do you guys know what this plant is and whether I should do anything about it? And straight away they just said, you need to go to hospital right now because this is incredibly toxic and it can actually make you go blind. So
imagine you on TV with a bung-wandering eye. Like, you'd be arseholed for sure.
Or an eye patch, though, let's be honest.
That's pretty hot now, I suppose.
And, and then Madonna does it, and then so I went up to Prince of Wales Emergency, and they haven't got much on at the moment, which is good.
Yeah, they're all relaxed up there, just chilling.
They've nothing to fill their day, and they flushed my eye out for an hour, and then got a good laugh out of it, and thankfully managed to avert too much damage. I copped a bit of a corneal ulcer and a corneal burn, but all in all, pretty lucky to get away with just that.
My God.
I had no idea. I wouldn't even know how to trim a cactus, to be honest.
Well, I think that's just bullshit talk.
Do they even need trimming? Aren't they just you just let them go?
Yeah, did you chop it like an arm of a cactus off and then it squirted you in the face?
Yeah. So I used those, secateurs, those big sort of scissor-looking things, and just took on one of the stems and got a bit carried away, and it was full of sap, and just
my God,
to get some revenge back on me. But it's a big thing. It's about 4 metres wide and about 2 metres high.
Oh, it's a monster. This thing. Is it the first time you've been squirted in the face?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my God. Why would you ask that?
The moment I gave that description, I thought, this one will come back and bite me.
Yeah.
And sure enough, there you go.
Yeah.
I knew someone once was easier to wear goggles than... anyway, but that's a whole other story. But
well, you'll know for next time, won't you, Dr. Chris?
I think so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Who would have thought?
I learned. You sort of stay in your lane. You got to stick to what you know, stick to what you're good at, and don't be too ambitious. Yeah. Because the emergency department was actually overrun with DIY injuries.
Are you kidding?
Which was, apparently it's a thing.
Well, how about you stick to putting your fingers in dogs' arseholes and leave the squirting in the face to other people?
I mean, ironically, that's much safer.
I know, isn't that weird? Who would have thought?
I know.
Before we go, Dr. Chris Brown, have you got anything you'd like to address with Jackie on a personal level?
Have we been in a romance lately that I haven't heard about?
No,
not for... Where are we at, Jackie? Are we good?
It's been about a year, so, yeah, I just wondered, what's the update?
Yeah. Well, look, nothing from my end. But if we can,
you've still got no feelings. Is that what you're saying? You've still got. You know that
I'm Connie and you're Johnny.
You know that your Jackie's back up, and a year has gone past, and you still won't throw her a bone.
No, don't listen to him, Chris.
Throw the dog a bone.
Stop it! I don't need a bone. I don't need it.
As you said, Kyle, you got to stay within your lane. I mean, look, mate, maybe that'll only cause me injuries as well. I've got to be careful nowadays.
I understand.
We all do.
I'm good at one thing.
Yeah. Well, he gets one squirt in the face, and then he's retracting from everything. It's unbelievable.
Stay inside. Wash your hands. Check my nails. Keeping healthy.
While we're stuck inside, a lot of us self-isolating, except for those essential services. A lot of people have been asking me, don't know, as if I'm the authority on it, I don't know shit about anything. But so I thought I'd get Professor Tony Blakely on. He's a genius when it comes to these sorts of dramas and the virus, what you can do, what you can't do, all that sort of stuff.
He's from the University of Melbourne. He's an epidemiologist and public health specialist, so he can tell us the truth about what's really going on with coronavirus. How bad does he think it's going to get and what we should do?
Good morning.
Hi, Professor.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, g'day. Yeah, epidemiologist, epidemiology study of.
Yeah, she didn't finish year 10, so don't even bother
yeah.
going. She did year 10 twice, still can't do it. Anyway, so you just go lowbrow for us, bro, if you can.
All right, we'll do that.
So, my question, Professor, is do you think the government are telling us everything, or is there a lot more they know that we don't know?
First part of the answer, no, they're not telling us everything. Is there a lot more that they know that we don't know? Not sure. They're probably struggling a hell of a lot at the moment too to try and work out where we're going. The things that they're not telling us at the moment is they've obviously got a lot of modelling stuff happening, and they're not releasing that information. I noticed about 24 hours ago in the UK, they basically just dropped all their modelling results so everybody could look at them. I think we need a bit more disclosure from our government here.
And what does that mean exactly, the modelling results? What are we looking at there?
Okay, so people like me, I don't do infectious disease too much of my time. I mainly do things like heart disease and cancer, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But I'm pretty good at this stuff, so I basically pull out my laptop and I build a very quick model. So on Tuesday night, I build a model. There are other people in Australia who've been going at this for years, and their models actually model individuals. It's like a computer game where you've basically got heaps of individuals banging around all over the place, interacting with the environment, really good models. I'm not seeing the output from those. They're not being released. So people like me are trying to do the best we can, but we actually need to have more disclosure of information from government at the moment. And what I'm getting at is, one way to think about it is that there was a fork in the road earlier this week. New Zealand went down the eradicate line.
Yeah.
They are locking up. I've just seen Jacinda. She's just said, everybody pretend you've got COVID, don't see anybody. They're trying to kick the virus completely out of the country. Bold, moonshot type stuff. Fantastic. May not work. Whereas Australia on Monday night, I'm losing track of time, it might have been Tuesday night, when ScoMo was up doing his press conference, he outlined, I thought very well actually, he outlined what was flattening the curve, is that we're going to roll with it. We're going to let the virus spread around. Now, if we let the virus spread around, we know from the math of it that it'll take 60% of the Australian population to be infected before the epidemic will peter on out, and the trick is to spread it out over time so the health services manage. I thought we were facing a fork in the road, but now I'm hearing whispers that maybe we're going to try and only have 20% of the population infected. I don't understand how we're going to do that, and that's the sort of thing I want to get clarity on the next couple of days, and that's what I want the government to speak to.
Right.
How, like Kyle and I have been debating when we think we'll see light at the end of the tunnel in terms of returning back to normal. Kyle thinks end of June. I'm saying more end of September. What do you think?
Well, this is... every time I get asked a question like this, I say, well, what's the end game? Because you can only answer this if I know what the strategy is. If the strategy is to let it roll and let 60% of the population get slowly infected, what we'll do is we'll do what we're doing now. We might need to tighten up a bit more because we want to basically have the caseload not exceeding the health services. And once we've rolled on for 2 or 3 months, we'll relax off a bit because we'll be starting to get near to the peak and we can relax off a bit, and the cases will still keep occurring as more and more people circulate in the environment. They're out doing their day job, all that sort of stuff. And I would think that would play out over about 6 or 8 months with pretty tight restrictions for the first 3 months and then relaxing. But if we're really going to go for 20% of people getting infected, which would be great on one side because it would lower the death count, we'll actually need to hold on the restrictions we've got now for longer and basically go for a situation where the virus completely disappears from Australia with only 20% of people being infected. It is actually a pretty damn tricky seesaw to work out which way it's going on. So to answer your question, we're not sure.
It could be anything. It could be, you just don't know.
For a moment there, it sounded like I was in the wrong, but I'm feeling good again.
No, it depends on what the end game is. And this is what we need to start pressuring people, our chief medical officer, our state premiers. We need to be asking them this week, what is our end game?
Yeah, what are we striving towards here? Set the goalposts there so we all know what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think that they may be struggling to work that out themselves, so I don't want to hammer them. I'll start doing that next week if they still haven't told us.
Right.
But there's some fascinating stuff in the New York Times overnight where people are starting to do the stuff that I wrote about on Sunday, so where is it? Which is sit down, work out what the total cost of society is, and do that really hard-ass stuff of weighing up the cost of economic mayhem versus lives. And we don't like to talk about that, but let's pull back onto something that's a bit more neutral. Road, busy, crashes, deaths.
Yep.
And we work out, should we build median, strip down the middle? Should we put some cables down the middle to stop cars hitting each other? You know how that's decided? By people in back rooms working out the cost of a life and working out the tip point at which you do that type of thing.
Right, so that does happen. You're right. That happens on the daily in every country where people work out, do we spend the money on this to stop that or not? Yeah. That happens.
Exactly, and I'll use an example that was outside of health deliberately, but of course we do this all the time in health when we've got our new blockbuster drug for cancer. We only subsidise it once the cost is reasonable and we're not spending too much per life year safe. We do this all the time, but for some reason we've let that rationality and sort of hard-nosedness go out the window with this epidemic.
What about something easier, like on the weekend it's coming up, everyone's been sort of at home doing their thing, well, a lot of people have, like can you just go and visit your parents on the weekend just... because they've been locked up, or can you walk down, to the shops with your kids? Or what do you suggest in these areas?
Okay. Let's talk about some specifics. For the next couple of months, at least, we're trying to be reasonably isolated. So just because it's Saturday doesn't mean to say you can now go and visit your aunt and stuff. No, please don't do that.
Right.
However, we still need to live, so we do need to go to the shops. And we do need to walk the dog, and we're going to do that sensibly by making sure we don't get too close to other people. We're not going to walk our dog with 5 of our other neighbours at the same time. We're going to keep them to small groups. Australians are learning enough about this now that we need to sort of work out a little risk assessment for our activities of the day. But please don't go and visit your grandmother who's got heart disease, particularly if you're 20-something and you've been hanging out on the university campus or you're at school. Because the young people, this virus will be circulating around young people, and a lot of them won't even know because young people are blessed with the fact that it's very low risk for young people, but often they don't know they've got it. So if you're young and you're out there, say you're doing the gig economy and you're Ubering around the place or something, please don't go and see your sick grandmother. Keep away from her for a couple of months. Just be careful who you go and visit.
What if you're a 25-year-old tradie, your boss has said, stay at home, we're not working this week. Are you allowed to go on Tinder and get a little something to come around to your joint for, is that dangerous?
So many levels I shouldn't comment. No, please don't do that.
Okay, so no rooting either. Rooting's out. Jesus Christ. It's hardly worth living, isn't it?
This is it. So coming back to what I said before, once we know the end goal, what as a society we're going to collectively achieve, and I underline collectively, whatever the goal is, it will require us acting together to do that. Now, if we're going for flattening the curve and we're going to let 60% of people get infected slowly, and we're going to make sure it's only 20% for our grandmothers, because they're the ones at risk, right? But we'll take one for the team as younger people because we're at much less risk of... We can halve the death rate by simply making sure that people over the age of 60 have a 20% chance of infection, and the rest of us are healthy, have a 70% chance, because that together gives you 60%. So what was your question? Oh, yeah, so as the curve flattens out and we start to relax a bit, then probably at that point you can start tindering away. Once say 30% of people have been infected, because each extra percent of people that have been infected means that there's less chance of passing it on, because whoever you meet has got a greater chance now of being immune. It's just the way the maths works out. For those of the listeners here who like doing their school calculus and stuff, this is good fun.
No, none of our listeners like that.
It's just you.
No, they don't like it. We don't ever go to our calculator bit on the iPhone. We just avoid that.
Can I ask the professor something about a bit of news that came through in the last hour? All this week in New South Wales, we've seen a number of daily new cases going up. So it's 97, 136, 149, 211 yesterday. But then this morning, it's actually gone down. It's 190 new cases.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is that as good news as it sounds, or is that like, are we going to see it go up and down a little bit, or is that something to be excited about?
it's something to be cautiously optimistic about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through it. Testing was very tight. Now the testing's been liberated, or a few days ago, loosened up. It means you'll find more cases. So there is bias in the data here.
I see. Right. So the more people being tested, the more results we're getting back. Of course it's going to go up.
Yeah, well, to some extent, that's first point. Second point is there will be blips, just the random bounce of numbers will go up and down a bit. And also things like maybe they didn't get that batch that came in at 10 o'clock tested that day, so it gets counted to the next day.
Right.
So you really do need a few days to work this out. And then the final thing I'd say is that if an epidemic is doubling in its numbers at the beginning, when pretty much everybody's susceptible, doubling every 3 to 4 days, and we're about 3.5 to 4 days, that sort of doubling rate, you will see a 20% increase in cases each day. It's back to using the calculator on your iPhone. So you expected those numbers to go up by 20% each day. Now, let's pretend that, let's not pretend, let's assume that society in Australia changed about last weekend. So what does it say, Thursday? So 5 days ago we changed.
Yep.
It'll take about 10 days to 14 days for us to see the curve bend.
Right.
Because you've got to allow for the time from when, it takes about 6 days from when you contact somebody with COVID for you to get infected and display symptoms, and then a few more days for you to get sick enough to realise you've got it, then a few more days to get the test result, and then a few more days after that for us to actually see the curves start to separate, because you won't see it on the first day. It'll take a couple of days to see the curves separate. So about late next week, you betcha, people like me are going to be looking really, 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 really closely at these curves and seeing if the interventions that have gone in place in the last 5 days have started to bend things, and I hope they have.
Right.
Because if they haven't, then we are looking at more extreme lockdown measures.
Exactly. So let's assume we are flattening the curve.
Yep.
We're at a nice little posse at the moment. We're on the ridge of the walk up to the mountain. We're on the ridge. We can go either way at this point. If the numbers don't come down that nicely in the next 7 to 10 days, we can cramp down. We can actually start really saying, okay, nobody's going out unless you really, really have to.
Yeah.
Or we could even say, it's looking like it's good. We're turning the curve. Let's hold steady.
Yeah, so what Scott Morrison has done is probably right. Give it a chance before you go full extreme.
Actually, I'm not a big ScoMo fan, but I thought he did a very good job on Tuesday night.
So do I. And I'm with you. I'm not a fan at all of ScoMo. But I watched that on Tuesday and I thought it made me feel like he's got it under control, or the right person is in charge.
Yeah, so since I'm losing track of time, as you can tell. Since Tuesday last week, it's been very clear to me, listening to what ScoMo is saying and the Chief Medical Officer, that they're actually getting advice that's very much around flattening the curve.
Yeah.
Letting it play out. Whereas we were listening to the state premiers on Sunday and they were behaving like they're going to eradicate.
I know.
They're trying to lock down. They've come a bit more to consensus, and I've just heard, I didn't hear who it was, one of the New South Wales people, I'm not sure if it's somebody in the Premier's office or their Chief Medical Officer, but I actually heard some good common sense there. They said exactly what I just said about being on the ridge of the track going up. We're in a nice little posse now. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
We can tighten up if we need to.
Yeah.
And that's where we sit at the moment. I just want to now have clarity out of Canberra or out of Sydney or out of whatever your state capital is, as to exactly what the end game we're going here. Is it flattening the curve of letting 60% of people get infected, or are we going to try and do some halfway thing between that and eradication?
Yeah, let's ask some tougher questions, and then we know what we're doing.
All right, Professor, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Yeah, hope it was useful. Have a good day.
It is. Amazingly, I thought it would
Yeah.
all go over my head, but I really absorbed all of that. I really appreciate it.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Have a
mate.
good one.
So no rooting is what you're saying. No visiting grandma.
I'm not going to be drawn on that.
Kyle and Jackie O's.
Here we go. Google predicts.
A ring right now if you want to play 131065. $500 to spend at clearly.com.au, Australia's #1 online eyewear store. If you win, good luck. Jackie's going to make it happen for you. Ashley, you're playing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Okay, you ready to go? It's pretty easy. Jackie will have 15 seconds on the clock. I'll give you half of what's typed into Google. Jackie has to answer it word perfect at the end for you to win, Ashley. Good luck.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this, Ash. I can do it for you.
Okay, good luck, Jackie. Here we go. Is it true that camels...
Ooh, live for a long time?
No.
Don't eat.
No.
Don't drink. Drink
No.
lots of water.
No.
Are native to Australia.
No.
No. Are not native to Australia.
No. Australia's in the answer.
Is it true that camels don't like being ridden?
No. I just said Australia's in the answer.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you.
No, you're too busy thinking. Sorry, Ashley.
Is it true that camels live in Australia?
No. It is true, though. It is
Well,
true.
what's the answer?
The answer is it true that camels are being shot in Australia?
Oh, okay.
What's the answer to that,
I hope
Tom?
that's not true.
They do. They get cold and they have a gun in a helicopter and they just fly around the desert, pew, 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 shooting them.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
That's awful.
Did you know that
Jeez.
there are more wild camels in Australia than anywhere else on Earth? Did you know that?
No, because I never see wild camels ever.
Oh, well, they're not. They're not walking around Vaucluse.
Oh, right, yeah.
They're not clip clopping up and down the mall in
Old
Rose Bay.
Southend Road. Okay, give me an easier one.
Okay,
Come on,
let's
that
move
was
on.
hard.
Michael, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. How are you? I'm good.
15 seconds for Jackie to get this for you. Here we go, Jackie.
Yeah.
Why do vegans not eat?
Oh, eggs, meat,
No.
dairy,
No.
milk,
No.
chocolate,
No.
fish,
No.
prawns,
No.
nothing like that. Beef, bacon, chicken,
No,
ice
no,
cream.
no.
What else don't they eat?
Oh, time's up. Honey. Why do vegans not eat honey?
Oh.
What is the
yeah.
answer to that? Why don't the bloody vegans eat honey? What's wrong with the honey?
Because we're worried about the supply of honey and the bees, right?
What
The
do you
amount
mean
of
we? Are
bees.
you talking on behalf of vegans now? You a vegan?
I think just in the world we're worried about that. Because how it's so important. The bees are so important.
I'll go down to
for
Woolies.
us.
There's shitloads of honey there. There's nothing. There's no.
Is that the answer, Tom? Am I right?
Well, yes, partly. The other reason is because we don't eat, or vegans don't eat anything that is from an animal.
Oh, you're a vegan. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not as if we're not cutting bees' legs off to have honey.
No, but because
bees
it's
just make it.
Because it's an animal product, we don't eat. We don't
Yeah,
eat
but
that.
no bees have died in the making of this product. You vegans don't know what you want.
No.
You're just pains in the ass.
Yeah, I thought it was more like a moral thing, right? Like if if the animal's being hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
but you don't eat milk because it comes from a cow's tit. Is that right?
Yeah.
But the cows, those cows make milk. That's what their whole destination is.
Yeah, but it's kind of they're just a breeding machine. It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
if
plus-
you were a cow and you were in a dairy herd, would you rather be in the dairy herd or would you rather not even be alive? There's a tough one for the
They'd
vegans.
rather not be alive. They get treated so bad.
No, they don't. That's not true. The dairy cows don't get treated bad.
Yeah.
They're out eating grass and loving it, and then they get the little machines put on. Pete, you know that, right?
Absolutely. I think they're copping a bad rap here, to be honest. They have a good, they have a good life.
The dairy farmers.
Oh, just in general, people think they don't have a good life, but they do have a great life.
I
during
tell
the
you,
day,
the
and
beef
that's
cows that we're eating, they don't have a good life.
Well, no, they have a bit
Well,
of a
they
rough
have a
one, yeah.
short. They have a short life.
Yeah, real short. They're fattened up and then they're harvested for everyone to eat. But I'll still eat them.
Next question. Let's go to Michael. Hey, Michael.
Yeah, forget the...
Oh, is it Bridget? Hi, Bridget.
Hi, Bridge. Good morning.
Guys.
Hey, hon. Good luck.
15 on the clock, Jackie. Is dog food...
Poisonous.
No.
Okay for humans to eat.
No.
Bad for humans.
No.
Fattening.
No.
Made from. Is dog food made from?
No.
No.
Time's up. You had a bad run there.
Harmful to cats.
No. Is dog
No.
food okay for cats?
Oh, I was
Very
so
close. Very close.
Damn.
Sorry, Bridget. No prize for you. Moses in Liverpool. You're on. Here we go, Jackie. Good luck.
Okay.
Is capsicum good for...
Me?
No.
My diet?
No.
My baby?
No.
Animals? Cats?
No.
Horses? Cows? Rabbits? Mice? Nothing like that?
No. Well, nothing like a rabbit, but...
Oh, guinea pig?
Oh, you said nearly every animal but a dog.
Dog.
Is capsicum
Stupid
good
Jackie.
for dogs? Answer. Is it good for dogs?
Yeah, it's a nice snack. They love a capsicum.
Oh, they do not. What dog loves that?
My dog doesn't like capsicum.
My dog eats capsicum.
Here, Digger, here's a bit of capsicum. Or,
No,
as you
thanks.
prefer to call it, a bell pepper. No. Stupid. Thanks, Moses. Never mind. Damon, good morning.
Morning.
Here
How
we
are you
go.
guys?
Yeah, we're well. Okay,
That's
Jackie,
good.
here we go. Oh, Jackie will get this one for sure.
Yeah.
Is it bad if guys do...
What? Instagram dance classes?
No.
pole dancing if guys do a lot of sex?
No, you're on the right track with the pole dancing.
Ballet.
No, yoga.
Stripping.
Is it bad if guys do yoga? The answer is, of course, obviously, yes.
Why would that be bad? Lots of guys do yoga.
They're just soft cocks, those blokes. No one likes. They're not a real man if you're there doing Bikram yoga.
I think a lot of guys are into that.
Yeah, but it's so top knot-ish, don't you think?
Yes.
If you're a top knot and you don't wear shoes and you're like, that's the type of yoga guy.
It's the Zen guys. The guys that meditate usually do yoga.
Zen guys. No thanks.
All right.
Have you ever thought of getting a Zen guy?
No. God, no. We'd be so incompatible.
Well, he wouldn't be watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
No, he wouldn't want to drink. He would. He'd be boring. He'd be wanting to meditate all the time.
Instead of drinking wine, why don't we just sit and look in the sky for 2 hours?
Yes, and have these Chinese herbs that I got. We'll drink those. No.
Hi, Gabby. Good morning.
Hi, guys.
You don't want a Zen guy. You don't want a Zen guy either, do you? Gabby, you done or what? You deaf?
Oh, I thought you were talking
Do I need the person in the box like the Prime Minister's got? Everything I say?
Well,
Someone's
no,
got to be
I wouldn't
slapping in the
want to
background?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, here we go, Jackie.
Okay.
Good luck to you. Why does my ingrown toenail...
Smell.
No.
Hurt.
No. Ugh.
Have pus. Bleed.
No.
Keep getting infected. Burn.
No.
Tingle.
No.
Go numb.
Not tingle. No numbing.
Oh. Have no feeling.
No. Itch.
I don't know.
Why does my
Itch.
ingrown toenail itch?
Oh, that was hard. That was hard.
Miranda, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Here we go.
These are hard. Sorry,
They're
Miranda.
not. They're
I
easy.
apologise.
They're not that hard. Why is Netflix...
So slow at the moment.
Oh, close.
Frozen.
No.
Not working.
Not
Not buffering. Not fast enough.
No, not. Why is Netflix not?
Not on.
No.
Not.
No.
No, it's too much pressure.
Loading.
Oh, I sort of said that.
Yeah, but
I
you
said
didn't.
buffering.
Yeah, but that's not loading.
That's loading.
It doesn't matter. It's not the right words. It's not right. You can't just give it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Turn over the page to the easy ones. Okay. I can't. Annie, good morning.
Hi, Annie.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, hello, darling. Hello, darling. Okay. Here we go. Stand by. Jackie might win this for you, Annie. Good luck.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Jackie, here we go. Oh, they're the same ones. Oh, they're the answers. Oh, I've run out. Oh, sorry, Annie, we've run out.
Oh, you've run out?
Yeah. Never mind.
Oh.
I turned over the page and there were all the answers.
You've done all of them? We haven't done that many.
Yeah, we've done
How many
them all.
did they give you?
We've done them all, right?
You couldn't have.
Have the prize, guys.
Well, shut up, Annie. You haven't even won it.
Annie, just wait. Have we got more,
can do
guys?
one.
Okay, I'll do one. I've got one more. I've got one more.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Brooke. Annie, you might win. Good luck.
Thank you.
Why? Oh, no,
Yeah.
sorry. Forget what I said. I'll change it. Start again. Does Gucci have...
Sales.
No.
Boxing Day sales.
No.
Gift cards.
No.
Returns.
You're close. No.
A credit note.
No.
Store credit.
No, keep going. Something like this. Keep going. What do they have?
Do they have vouchers? Gift vouchers. Did I say
You
that?
said gift vouchers twice. What a waste of gas. Does Gucci have Afterpay?
What the hell's Afterpay?
Oh, Jack.
What is Afterpay?
It's like lay-by.
Oh, lay-by. Oh, okay. That's what I call it, lay-by.
Oh, yeah. Is that
I've
what it
never
is? Is it
used the
like
word Afterpay in my life.
No.
It's a little bit different to how lay-by works, but kind of the same
The
concept.
checkout of an online store, you hit Afterpay, and I think you get 4 payments to just pay it off.
Oh,
With
right.
no interest. It's pretty good.
Oh, is that like on the morning show where they go...
Yes,
oh,
instalments.
Don't pay now, just pay 6 easy instalments of 35... Okay, right, I get it.
All right. Do we have any more?
Yeah, we got more.
Kyle.
Okay, here. Oh, you've got one. You want to go with one, Brooklyn? Oh,
I can do one.
Oh, yes, Jackie?
No, Kyle's the contestant.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
Through us.
Morning.
Hey, bro, good morning. Sorry, I didn't know. Okay,
Hey,
Brooklyn's
Kyle.
going to throw on your way. Here we go.
Okay.
Why is coronavirus
so spreading so fast? Why is coronavirus infecting so many people, killing people in Italy?
What? Say it again.
Why is coronavirus so big in Italy?
So what in Italy?
Time's up.
So contagious in Italy.
So bad in Italy.
Oh, that's close enough.
No, we need word perfect. Sorry.
Oh, guys.
Sorry, can't do it. Okay. Nick, who's a truck driver. Good morning, Nick. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how you going, bro?
Yeah, good.
Good. Getting close, Nick, but just not word perfect according to Kyle.
I got another one here. Another according to me. These are your bloody rules, not mine. You made me a stickler for the rules. Here we go. Can I straighten my hair if it's...
permed?
No.
Curly?
No.
Dead ends?
No.
Bleached?
No.
If it's wet?
Not wet, no.
Damp?
Damp's got it for you.
Yay!
You've done it. Can I straighten my hair if it's damp? The answer is... Don't know.
It would be yes.
Oh, is it a yes? Palestine,
Would it be?
no. Straightens her frizzy mane every
You
day.
can't straighten it when it's wet.
You can't.
You can, but it's like it'll burn your hair.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, I don't have curly hair. I have straight hair. So
Okay,
I
you
never
got
use a straight one.
$500 spent at clearly.com.au, Australia's #1 eyeline wear store. Well done, Nick. Congratulations.
Thank you, Nick.
That's all yours.
Enjoy.
And a dose of the virus. We're handing that out as well, if you haven't got it. Dose of the virus for free. No, we're not. We're not really.
We're definitely not doing that.
No virus here.
Okay,
No
Karl
virus for you.
Stefanovic.
Yeah,
He
Karl.
is going to be joining us next, guys.
Stand by for him and Simone News on the way. Kiss. You're on the air. Kyle, Jackie O. Morning, guys. Yeah, I'm just changing the TV over now because I've been watching Karl all morning on the Today Show in the background.
Yeah.
And now the bastard child of Jimmy Barnes is on. I will switch it over to Channel 10. Hi, Karl. Oh, Karl's on the air, everyone. Yeah, I watched you. I watched you because I support my friends and I do not support my non-friends.
How are you, Karl?
That little song that you just had on made me cry. I mean, I'm very emotional at the moment. I feel like everyone is a little bit. You know what I mean?
Everyone's a little on edge, don't you think? It's like it's a weird time to be wandering around or sitting at home. That you can't do this, you can't do that. You're in there every morning. I'm loving what you're doing, having a go at the head of Centrelink and taking the Prime Minister on, and also having a laugh in between it all, because people want a little bit of lightness, but they also want the info, right?
I think that it's a difficult one because it's all uncharted territory, even for the government. So they're working very hard, but they're relying on certain medical advice, and inside that medical advice there is discrepancies and inconsistencies as well. So it's our job to kind of point it out without going too hard on them. But I just kind of think, we're all, most of us are doing a little bit of self-isolating anyway at the moment. We just want to keep our families safe. And that's got to be the priority above everything else. I'm trying to get a little bit of business going for small businesses who are doing stuff at home and all that kind of thing. It's very, very hard for the small businesses. But I think health has got to take the priority. I think it's got to be the number one thing, and we've got to stop curve before we do anything else at the moment.
Yeah, and being curvy was a good thing this year, and stopping the curve now sounds like...
Now we want to flatten those curves.
Yeah, we flatten those curves right out. Jenny Craig should be going through the roof.
But ironically, I think if we're self-isolating, those curves are going to blow out big time.
I'm talking about you and me, right, Jackie? I've noticed you, Karl, those shirts are a little tight, those YD shirts.
No. Well, as you pointed out so beautifully when you sent the photo of me in the magazines, Karl, of me coming out of the ocean like Halle Berry in the Bond film with my gut hanging out of my two tight speedos. I think it's all good. The problem for me is I've got Jazz at home. She's pregnant. She's not far away from giving birth, and there's just so much shit food at home. It's unbelievable, and I can't not eat it. I've got to go out. I can't be looking too good at the moment.
No, I understand. Yes, I get it. You're sacrificing for your woman. I get it. It's nice.
People looking at you going, "Oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of that." You've got to sort of go out with sympathy, and you've got to do your best for your lady.
Yeah, we're all carb loading. Like we're all on the Kirstie Alley diet now. Just eating whatever is at home.
I've run out of toilet paper, though. I've run out of pasta. I've run out of all the essentials that I took because I've told people not to panic. So I go into a supermarket and everyone looks at me funny. Everyone goes, "Oh, what's he going to get? What's he going to get?"
Yeah.
And there's nothing left for me to get. I'm running out.
Oh no! What are Jazzy's cravings at the moment? Like, what is she really wanting?
chocolate, a lot of chocolate. There's chocolate. There's chocolate. There's the Cadbury favourites. There's the Lindt balls. There's the chocolate balls.
What about Bueno? What about the Bueno? I've noticed there's a shortage on the Bueno bars. I've been going to every servo, arguing with all of those guys. Where are the Buenos?
Well, you've got to have a laugh, don't you? I mean, on a kind of serious note, she's really worried about me bringing it back to the house. So I'm taking as many precautions as I can when I'm out. I sort of just get back in the car and Jackie, are you deep breathing in my ear?
She is. Yeah, she is.
Can you guys hear me breathe?
Yeah, of course.
Are you looking at that photo of me coming out of the surf?
I was Googling it and I'm here going...
She's self-pleasuring. I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of Stefanovic.
I apologise, Carl.
It's all right. I've enjoyed it all morning, actually.
I didn't know. You should have told me.
No, I liked it. So she's more worried than anyone. I guess that any pregnant woman out there is worried about transferring. And I've got to be really cautious out there. And I think it's just a real worry for everyone. And you don't want to be the person that passes it on. You don't want to be the person who catches it and then gives it to a loved one. So
yeah, you don't want to pull a Wilkins, that's for sure. That's what we're calling it around the station, pulling a Wilkins.
Poor old Dickie. I saw that Instagram of his the other day when he was crying. It made me cry. Terrible.
Yeah. I cried with laughter when I saw it. I thought, oh, you poor thing. In your big house there in the eastern suburbs, it must be so hard.
Well, some houses are better to isolate in than others, Kyle. You know what I mean?
True. That is true.
Yeah. He's used to being out and about, Dickie. He's a real social butterfly. He wouldn't be good.
That's why the casinos shut down, Jackie, because just on the drinking alone, the money they're missing out on Wilco's drinking down the casino, they've had to nearly go bust.
He's had deliveries. Don't worry about that.
The alcohol delivery's gone crazy. You know, I got that Sangria company that they're flying off the shelf, which is great news for me. But
that'll be why you haven't delivered any to me in a while.
Oh yeah,
same.
Jackie's still whinging that she hasn't got any.
Yeah, none.
I'm so glad you're doing well during these troubled times, Kyle.
Thank you, mate. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, lucky alcohol is recession-proof somehow. I don't know how. I was thinking
when we come out of all of this, it'd be good to have a big party.
I agree. This is what I've been thinking last night. If you, me, and Jackie got together and tried to con the government into throwing like a free drug and alcohol party at the end of all of this, so everyone can wipe themselves out. Like if they say, okay, everyone stay inside for a month and we'll pay for everyone to have a bender at the end of it, like everyone would stay inside, right?
I think so, and we could do it at Kirribilli House. We could have all the lounges out there. We could have DJs.
I'll drag those bloody antique lounges onto the garden grass. That'd be beautiful.
Have the cruising ships go past.
Everyone's pissing off the side of the wall into the harbour. It'd be amazing.
We can only dream.
If only.
Well, I've got all the good ideas. If anyone the government wants to ring me up, I've got it all planned out.
I have been worried about you, Jackie, though. I know that when I was in there last week and we were talking to Lady Gaga about her new album, it was a terrific interview, you guys. You guys were told not to ask 3 questions, and you asked them first.
First 3 questions.
I wasn't listening.
She doesn't. When they come into prep, Jackie, and they go, right, she doesn't want to talk about relationships or the coronavirus. Jackie's like, how are you during the coronavirus epidemic, and how's it affecting your relationship?
and Kyle seems to want to be the one who cops it all the time. And he just looks up at Jackie O for everyone at home listening, just and raises an eyebrow at Jackie O. It's like, what?
I didn't know.
That's why I love her so much, because that's how we get the great stuff here. Either she's not listening or I'm not paying attention, and somehow it works.
Exactly, but I've been worried about it because I know that she's love and stuff, and I don't know how that's got to be not easy for her at the moment. I've been worried about her a lot.
Yeah,
You've been worried about me because why?
Well, because you can't get out and about. You can't.
Oh, that's okay. I've got my daughter here. She's all good. She's keeping me company.
I thought you were going to say you've got your there. I thought you were going to say.
Oh God. Well, yes, but I can't do much about that.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well,
oh no, yeah.
Let's not go into that.
It's very echoey, Jackie's place. It's all tile and echoey. The last thing you want to hear is that the wee hours of the morning is.
like a toothbrush.
Exactly, just like a toothbrush. Well, Karl, look, keep soldiering on. I'm glad you're going into work. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And look, obviously we won't be catching up for dinner anytime soon.
Well, but when we can, let's do it in a hazmat suit. I think you and I look really good in one of those.
I have to stitch two hazmat suits together. Have you seen these bloody hazmat suits? They're really, they're really
They're
not.
small,
For,
are they?
They're
Are
not
they
made
small?
for a man of my size. Let's just put it that way.
But I'm looking forward to our catch-up when it eventually happens is going to be a monster.
It
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
We love you, Karl. You're doing a great job
You too,
on
mate.
today,
Thanks,
and
bro.
we appreciate the chat. Thanks, son.
Thanks, guys.
See you, mate. Karl Stefanovic there from the Today Show. They're on from 5:30 every morning, Channel 9. Okay, Jackie, stand by. She's got some O-News coming up and last calls. If you want to ring, 131065 is the number.
But now at 9:50, not 51, it's back to Karl and Jackie O.
Yeah, don't get that wrong. Like,
No,
people
yeah.
rely on only us for the time. There's no other way on earth that you can find out the time.
9:52.
Jackie O.
Yeah, O-News coming up soon. You want to ring about anything? 131065. That'll be how we wrap the show up with a few last calls.
Yeah, and in
I heard
O-News
Jackie,
next.
you guys can't hear, but Jackie's at home.
Yeah.
And sweet Kitty, the baby. She's in the background, no doubt in the bassinet there, waiting to be
She's
breastfed.
9. You know she's
whatever.
9.
Yeah, that's right, 9.
Yeah.
So she's still learning there at home?
Yeah, she's sitting next to me now. We're doing, is it spelling
Is it-
or
is it-
English?
oh, so you're helping her still?
Yeah.
How's that
Why?
going?
Yeah, it's going good, isn't it, Kitty? Are we going good with the homeschooling? Yeah, she says yes.
Oh, I couldn't hear her.
Do
Sounds
you
like
wanna
you got
go-
your hand over her mouth and you're just answering for her.
I'll let her answer.
Okay.
Are we doing well with the homeschooling so far?
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
Oh, mummy's not so good.
What is that?
Frustrating.
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 What are you frustrated about?
Is this live?
Yeah, this is
No,
live. Is
it mummy that's frustrating you, or is it just the, having to work through such a disaster that's frustrating?
So it's kind of frustrating because I forgot to put up one of the videos.
What happened? What did you do?
She's embarrassed. She's gone.
She's gone, right? She's not
happening?
a glory hound like her mother. She doesn't want to dominate the airwaves.
You're being fine. You're being fine. She's worried she's going to say something that's not. You know.
She's going to say the C word. She worry about that?
No, she doesn't. Like she's trying to do everything. You're doing great, honey.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Anyway, tell her that I'm not even educated, and look how good I'm doing.
Look at Kyle. He's not even educated, and he did all right. But that's not to say
No,
you
not
shouldn't
all
be
right.
educated.
Did unbelievably successfully well.
He did very well in life, but I think, most of us need our education. So you keep going. You're doing great. I'll be with you in 2 seconds. Mummy's just got to do her own news next, and then we're all good. What are you guys still with me?
Yeah. Well, I'm just fascinated by listening to the chemistry between you and her. It's unbelievable.
She doesn't want to talk.
I get it. It's you that's the struggle there, right? You're the problem.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I probably am.
Well, didn't you give her the wrong answer to something? Oh, that's right. When she asked,
Yes.
is N a vowel? And you went, yeah.
Yeah.
And then 20 minutes later, you realised, oh, hang on.
It's a consonant. Oh, I know. Anyway,
Doesn't matter.
she's smarter than I am, actually.
So stand by. Jackie's got some own news now. I thought maybe some Post Malone. We can play that now. Feeling better now here at Kiss FM. It's just an uplifting, fun, weird song. Yeah, it's day 97 worldwide of the coronavirus. Sucks ass, I know. Jackie's got some own news for us. Stand by. Don't forget McDonald's. What's wrong? What are you laughing at?
Just that little intro to O News.
Yeah, I know.
And the world is
Very
coming to an
somber.
end.
No,
But
it's
here's
not.
O News.
No.
Yeah,
Macca's
yeah.
is shouting any healthcare workers, by the way, a free small McCafe hot drink or a medium soft drink until May 17. That's their way for McDonald's to say thanks to our healthcare workers right across the country. If you know anyone, send them our love. We love it.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
Okay, look, I'm going to warn you guys, the next probably month of O News is going to be hard because no one's doing their talk shows, no one's doing anything right now. Everyone's in self-isolation, so it's really kind of hard to get anything because there's not much going on. So,
is this a disclaimer for how bad the news is going to be for the next 4 months?
Yeah, because pretty much all it is what the celebrities are doing at home during their lockdown period.
Oh, and some are doing some weird stuff. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, everyone's doing all sorts of things to keep themselves entertained. But Miley Cyrus actually has started her own talk show on Instagram Live called Bright Minded. And she's chatting, with the likes of Reese Witherspoon, Hilary Duff, and then she spoke with Ellen DeGeneres yesterday about what it takes to be a host. And she wanted to play Ellen her brand new theme song for her own talk show, which, as I said, is called Bright Minded. So here it is.
If you want to be bright-minded, there's just one place to go. When you're stuck at home and the time is ticking slow, Monday through Friday, ride with Miley on my Instagram show. On my Instagram show. Stay with everybody. What do you think?
I like it. It's very catchy. Everyone's going to know the words and sing along. It's good. I like it.
Jesus.
I actually like it too. It's kind of catchy.
It is a catchy one. So maybe while all these normal TV show hosts are hiding at home and everyone else that, like a Miley and other people that are popping up, it's a chance for some
people
new
to
some
do
new
like
blood.
a dry run.
Yes, new blood to come through.
Yeah, because people will be watching Miley's show every day and going, actually, Miley should be a talk show host.
Exactly.
I mean, there's probably a hidden agenda there. Next up, I've got Nick Lachey. Remember him from 98 Degrees, married to Jessica Simpson at the time?
Of course.
A lot of celebrities are changing the lyrics to their songs, the songs that we've known best to suit coronavirus. He's done that with the 98 Degrees song, The Hardest Thing. Here it is.
If anyone's going to remember that piece of shit song.
Okay, well, here it is anyway.
I couldn't name one 98 Degrees song if my life depended on that.
No, I'm with you too, Kyle.
Okay,
I'm with you there.
Let's hear it. Nick Lachey had quite a good voice, so let's hear it.
Nothing to do, no sports on TV. Wash my hands so much that they started to bleed. Damn this quarantine, it's the hardest thing we've ever had to do. But in the end, it's worth it. Together we will get through.
Oh my God.
It doesn't ring a bell, that song.
You know what? You don't realise, and you got to tip your hat to the big record companies around the world.
Yeah.
That made us think that all these people, the Madonna, Anastasia, Nick Lachey, all these people were amazing people that we wanted to be. And then when you take all the record label sort of machine away, you realise these people are just losers sitting at home. But listen to that shit they're dribbling out. There's nothing aspirational about that. Nothing.
Well, what about this one? I know you love Lena Dunham, right?
I do not love Lena Dunham. I watched that show because they said, the main chick's nude. Then I saw her and thought, what the hell am I watching this for?
She's also doing something to keep herself occupied, and she's writing a choose-your-own-adventure-style romance novel.
Don't care.
Well, this is her talking about it. Have a listen.
I think that even during social distancing, it's important to find ways to connect. And one of those is through storytelling, which is why I am going to be writing a romance novel exclusively for Vogue.com. The part that makes it communal is that you get to vote on where the story goes. Tomorrow, after the next installment, exclusively on Instagram stories, you take the poll and decide what Allie does next.
No, thanks. I won't be partaking in that.
No, I won't be partaking in that one either.
Will you be doing that, Brooklyn?
No.
What was that show she was on? Girls.
Yeah.
Like, it had the makings of everything great. The title, Girls. The main star, often nude. And then you watch it and you're like, no,
I guess it's like real. It's real life.
It's not my reality, that's for sure. I've never seen anything like it. My whole life.
Listen, if you missed maths last night, there were a couple of awkward moments at the final dinner party. Probably the most awkward was between Michelle and Steve. They're the older couple. And
They seem to be getting on it right?
Well, this is the thing. They're constantly telling each other they love each other. They can't live without each other.
Yeah.
He adores her, but he doesn't want to sleep with her, and that's obvious. Every time she tries to initiate something where they're sharing a bed together, she she just hopes that he will pash her. At least start with the pash.
Yeah.
But the guy is so not into it. He just clearly wants to be her friend. And at the dinner party, because it's the last dinner party, she flat out asked him, "Why aren't you doing anything with me?"
In front of people?
In front of everyone. And everyone was like, "Yeah, Steve, like, what is it about?" They wanted him to specifically point out what it is about Michelle you find unattractive, that you don't want to sleep with her.
What a position to be put in.
But she was the one asking it. Here is how it played out.
Just answer the freaking question. It's not that hard. You know what? Like, your ass is bad, whatever. Just say it.
Is that because of politeness, which is fine? It's got nothing to do with politeness. It's got to do with the fact aren't you physically attracted? It's just a me as a physical attraction. I can't put a word to it.
If you were to reverse this question to me, and you said to me, "Are you physically attracted to me? Yes or no?" And I would say, well, yes and no. Like, I like your chest. Your chest is quite nice. I don't like your forehead. I'd say, let's go get some filler or something.
We're talking raw attraction. What is it about Michelle that you're not finding attractive? All right, so the only thing I would probably suggest is I'm quite a tall guy. And I normally date taller women.
That's a lie, by the way.
He went the safe route there, didn't he?
Didn't he just? And because, like, his last girlfriend was short, so he was lying.
Listen, sometimes you can't put your finger on why you're not. Like, I've even known really beautiful, sexy women and have not been at all attracted to them sexually. You know what I mean? That's normal. I think you either got it or you don't.
But do you get on with them? Do you find their personality really amazing and everything?
There's plenty of I've met millions of women here over the years. Some are famous, some not famous. Like, beautiful, all different ages, all different figures. Sometimes you can just. The most beautiful woman could be standing in front of you. You can't even put and you don't even think, why don't you want it? It doesn't even enter your mind.
Actually, that's true. I mean, the same goes for us. It's not just you. There are guys that everyone thinks is gorgeous, and for you, you're like, no, not doing it for me.
Yeah,
But
look, I've sat opposite you for 20 years. I'm like, very handsome, successful, famous, wealthy, and you say, all women want in a guy is like a guy they can rely on and a funny guy, someone that makes me laugh, weight doesn't matter. All bullshit. Here I am, 20 years, you don't want to root me at all, and like, I'm not beating you up about it, like, whatever. Your loss. Too bad.
Yeah, but
even if you begged me now, I'd say no.
You would not.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you caught me out on that one. Caught me out there. I shouldn't have gone out there on the limb.
How's this? Kylie Jenner has donated $1 million to help the doctors and nurses who are obviously doing so much for patients, but they're running out of protective equipment.
Yeah.
So that $1 million will go towards buying, masks and the stuff they need. I know. I think that was really, really lovely of her. So it's good to see. That's pretty much it, Carl. There's not much else going on here. Jim Carrey said everyone should grow a beard whilst in isolation. Let's grow a beard together. As like a funny hashtag.
Also, Kylie Jenner's giving $1 million to the hospital people, and Jim Carrey's idea is, let's just grow a beard together.
Yeah, that's his idea.
I suppose it all helps in different ways, doesn't it?
It does. Too
bad if you're a 14-year-old Mexican kid and all you can get is a bit of bum fluff.
Yeah,
you got no chance of growing a beard.
No, I know.
Shivering Adam that works here.
He wouldn't be able to grow a beard.
Could you grow a beard, Adam, or not?
I don't know. I've never tried. I usually get the stubble up and then...
You've never tried a beard?
Yeah.
You should definitely grow a beard. I reckon you would look really hot with a beard.
You'd be patchy, right? You'd be a bit patchier. You'd have a little moustache, and then there'd be clumps that wouldn't grow on your face and stuff.
Do you reckon?
Oh, I think it could grow pretty quick.
Why?
Do it.
My hair grows pretty quick, and it can be like... I reckon I could be a person in their 40s that's got a lot of body hair.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, it's not pretty. It runs in the family, it's a real bad
Have you got
thing.
a hairy chest?
No.
What about a back?
No, not yet.
Arms?
Arms and legs.
Show me, your arms aren't that. You're not Robin Williams hairy.
No, it's not Robin Williams.
Not that, but I feel like it's already too hairy now being 26, and it's only going to get worse.
Can you grow a beard? I really want to see what that looks like.
Yeah, okay.
God, you made him wear a beanie for a while too. Like, that's a predatory move.
Oh my God!
You can't be doing it.
Adam!
You can't be forcing
do
people.
the beard and the beanie.
Well, no, I couldn't stand it. I won't have it. Because Adam stands behind me during the show and like the whole show. In case I want to go for a drink or something, he takes over the desk. You'd be looking over like with adoring eyes, and I'd think, oh yeah, like I'm feeling sexy today. Only to realise you're looking across my shoulder to Adam, it'd be devastating.
I'm just saying, I think it would be such a different look for Adam because he's got such a baby face at the moment.
You wouldn't sleep with someone Adam's age, though. How old are you, Adam?
No,
26.
26.
No, he's too young. But I'm just saying it'd make you look older and a bit more gruff and sexy. You know that, like, how Lockie is on The New Bachelor? He's got that beard.
So no one knows who this bloke is.
What do you say? What's wrong with that analogy? He's got that great beard. Looks good. If he didn't have the beard, it'd be, wouldn't be quite as good.
You remember when I shaved my beard off when I went into Big Brother once, in Celebrity Big Brother? I shaved it off, and I peroxided my hair in white and did cornrows and shaved my hair off. Yeah, thanks for your support there, Jackie. Always from the beginning. She's supported everything I've done, guys. She's always been right there beside me.
So you did cornrows with peroxide
I peroxided my hair white, put it in cornrows, and then shaved my beard off. And as I'm shaving the beard off in the mirror, once I washed all the shaving cream off, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I knew there was a cameraman on the other side, right? Because you could just tell. Yeah. And I looked like such a fat little cherub. Yeah, I looked at myself and thought, and I knew I was on television. I thought, what have I done to myself?
Why did I do that?
That's self-isolation.
Who convinced you to do that?
Dylan or someone, or I can't remember, one of them that was in the Celebrity Big Brother house.
Yeah. You had more of a baby face back then, so you kind of could pull it off.
Not really. I was devastated at myself.
Oh, really? I'm trying to see. There's no pictures. I can't find any pictures of it.
Look how ugly I look at. Oh, hang on. They've got some old pictures up now. Look how thin I was.
Yeah, you were thin.
Oh, no, not that one. That's like where I look angry and fat. Move away from that one. God, look at. Oh, yeah. What was I doing there when I was wearing the light blue satin long sleeve business shirt tucked into the trousers?
Oh, God.
That's quite a look.
Sounds good.
No, it doesn't. I feel like I'm selling insurance.
You were such a cutie, weren't you?
I'm just looking through the photos now. I've deteriorated something chronic.
Yeah, like you were actually. How come I never saw that you were actually really hot?
Because you were in love back then.
Never noticed that, but you were. Don't you reckon, Brooklyn? Like, he had a really good look back then.
Yeah. Whenever you put up in the suits and your hair's done, you look good.
God, I've let myself deteriorate.
We all have. Don't worry.
Now I look like Tones and I in the video clip of her first song.
You were her inspiration.
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that embarrassing? She said to me, before everyone knew who she was, this little round little gypsy sort of walked through the building and went, I dressed up as you as me when I did my video clip. And I thought, whatever. Get out of my way. I need to find out she was one of the biggest stars in the world 3 weeks later.
That always happens here, doesn't it?
I know. That's we push them. Who's this bloody one with the beehive on her head? Lady Gaga. No, thanks. We're not interested in talking to her. So who's that? She'll never be anything.
We're so good at predicting who's going to be big.
Oh, some of the best, yeah. And the people that we have thrown our way behind, nothing. One-hit wonders.
Oh, my God, every time we go, I bet you this guy's going to be the new Chris Hemsworth, Australian actor. Let's
get me...
a bunch of love, nothing happens.
Yeah, I know,
pick
exactly
them wrong
right.
every time.
What was that... who were those people that came in all dressed up like sailors and everything like that in their old Hot 30 days?
Oh,
there was a heap of them. And they had one song, and there was a really catchy, annoying song.
You're not talking about Steps.
No. You know, the is coming.
Yeah, well, that's the Venga Boys.
Is it the Venga Boys? Is it?
Yeah, there was the Venga Boys.
No, that's a very anti. No one wants to celebrate to that.
No, they don't. Well, that's your own news, guys. Let's take your last call. So if you want to phone up about anything that's on your mind, 131065.
Jackie O Show's going down for it.
Yeah, don't forget doubling your salary across your workday. Stand by, Gordy's going to have details soon, and we will read out 3 names that instantly will have their salaries doubled. 131065 is the number. Are you ready
Sue.
for some calls? Yeah, hi, Sue.
Hey.
Hi there, how you going?
Yeah, we're good. What can we do for you?
Just something you were talking about earlier today about trying to find where certain programs are showing on TV.
Oh, that's right. Jackie came out with an idea. She wants to make an app.
Oh, no, you came up with that idea,
Oh,
Dale.
no,
Don't give
Brooklyn
me
came up
credit.
with it. Sorry, and I stole it and claimed it as my own. So I came up with the idea to come up with an app where you just type in what show you want and it takes you to the service rather than having to figure it out. Starting to look through Netflix and stand like it's a video shop. It's starting to piss me off.
Yeah, I was just wanting to let you know that it already exists.
Oh.
If you have an Apple TV box instead of, that's...
Yeah, I got one of those.
You just go to the search function and you just say, find such and such a TV program, and it gives you all the options, whether it's on Stan or Netflix or
I've not noticed that.
Or, yeah.
Has all of them, does it?
Bloody Apple's done it.
And it tells you if it's not available for free, it will tell you that you can, rent it on iTunes or rent it on Apple or
well, cross that off the list of great ideas, guys. Apple's already beat us to the punch again.
Oh, typical Apple.
Thanks, Sue. You've saved us a heap of time there. Appreciate it.
Eliza's called through. Hi.
Morning.
Hey, how are you guys this morning?
Yeah, we're great.
We're
Mel.
good.
That's good. I just wanted to call and say everyone should please give medical receptionists, doctors, nurses and everyone just a little bit of a break right now. I work in a medical practice. I'm a receptionist there, and we're under a lot of stress because of and pressure because of what the doctors need to be doing.
Sure. What are people bringing their stress and anxiety out in the form of aggression and intolerance towards you guys?
Yeah, pretty much. So we're offering a lot of phone consultations at the moment rather than a face consultation for obvious reasons. And a lot of people aren't really appreciating that, and that there is still a price associated with it.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit difficult for us to be able to accommodate to them at the same time as doing what we're told by the doctors and their wants and needs.
What I've noticed that you guys can do back to us a bit is your bedside manner needs to be up the notch, because sometimes I feel that the medical people, they don't give enough sad eyes and kindness. They're like, you'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine. We'll be back in about 3 hours and we'll keep an eye on you. Then what you want is someone to put a little cold water on your head like your mum used to and be like, it's all right, sweetie. We'll be back in about 3 hours. Like a few little words like that. That's what we want from you guys. So if we agree to do that for you, will you agree to do that for us?
Oh, of course I will, Carl.
Thank you. Because, I'm a very bad patient, Jackie. You know what I'm like when I'm unwell. I could have an ingrown toenail and it's like I've got cancer. I'm in real pain. I think a lot of men are.
No, it's true. It makes a difference. I've been to the hospital quite a few times, and when you get that sympathetic nurse on reception,
it's so nice.
It's so nice and comforting to know that they're doing something. It won't be long. Darling, take a seat.
That's
it's okay.
Right. A little
then there's
bit
others that just go, just take a seat. We're busy. And you're
like she's on a period or something like that.
But I was on my period.
Oh, you were? Yeah, right. Okay, I get it. Okay, Liza, well, that's a good message for everyone. Just spare a thought for those medical workers. They are under an enormous amount of stress, and I know that when you're ill and you want attention yourself from a doctor,
I know
you don't want to sit around for hours and wait, but it's just the way it is at the moment. You can't do anything.
Rip has called through. You're calling through from Miami, Rip. What's up?
Hey, bro.
No, just glad to be out of the hospital and feeling much better these days.
Okay, so they're telling me you cured yourself from the coronavirus by following the President Donald Trump's, by taking his anti-malaria drug that he's been suggesting to people. Is this is he really suggesting to take that, or did you just think, I'm going to try it out and see how it goes?
No, it didn't quite happen like that. I was in the hospital in ICU and was coming down to what I felt was my last day. And a friend suggested the drug. I'd never heard about it before. He sent me a text, and while the doctor was in there, I asked about it. and they couldn't prescribe it to me, so it wasn't an approved product. So they got me in touch with the infectious disease doctor who said he knew about the drug I was talking about. Gave me all the recommendations why I shouldn't take it because it wasn't tested, there was no trials.
Yeah.
But I explained that, I felt it was my last day here, so I was willing to try anything. They approved it, and they gave me the medicine 30 minutes later.
Oh my God! And it knocked the coronavirus out of you think?
Well, I had a pretty rough night that night. They had to come in my room a couple times and get me calmed down. Shot me up ultimately with some Benadryl to make me go to sleep. And I woke up at 4:45 in the morning, and I could breathe. I instantly knew I didn't have a fever. I was feeling good. I called the nurse in. They came in and checked my vitals, and sure enough, I was back to normal temperature. All my vitals were back in line. And
how long did that take?
Since, less than 10 hours.
But would you say, is it an anti-malaria drug?
It is. It's used for lupus and for anti-malaria. This has been around for 70 years, FDA approved.
Yeah, I remember that people were talking about this. There's been some discussion. I haven't heard of it for a couple of days, but there was some HIV medication and some anti-malaria medication that seemed to be working in the laboratory, and they had not been tested on live patients. But Rip, he tested it on himself, and you believe that they got you through it?
100%. I was, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, I'd already started making my phone calls to friends saying goodbye and family. I've got a wife and 3 kids. So it was an unbelievable hard day for me.
What was making you think it was your last day? What were your symptoms? How were they that bad that you thought it was the last day?
Well, it started with a fever that lasted 9 days. I had a headache the whole 9 days, a horrible back pain underneath my shoulder blade. And then coming up to that Friday, I started, shortness of breath, making it more difficult to talk, more difficult to breathe. And, it just was, every indication to me was it was closing in on me.
Well, man, I'm glad you've come out the other end. Actually, Brooklyn, we'll search that. We'll bring some more info to everyone tomorrow on that to see whether, that's actually a real thing, whether that really cured this guy. Might have just come out the other end due to time. Who knows?
I reckon the important thing is that if he was in a hospital and he had doctors with him who gave him that drug, then great, they must have thought, oh, well, we may as well try it. But you shouldn't be going and buying stuff yourself and taking it. That could be dangerous. But if you've got a doctor saying it, go for it.
Yeah. Or you got a doctor who's your uncle?
Hey, if he's a doctor.
Or if you know Dr. Kiss, that guy, he's open for business, surely.
Oh, yeah, no, he doesn't do stuff like that, Kyle.
Doesn't he? He's too goody two-shoes?
He's very,
you've tried to get some prescriptions of him, I can tell by just the tone in your voice.
It wasn't me. Who was it that tried?
Intern Pete?
Was it you?
Was it Pete? Did you try Dr. Kiss?
Someone on the team tried to get something from him and they said he wouldn't.
Who was that?
We sometimes ask if he's got anything on him and he's always says no.
Yeah, but what, you just mean any random tablet?
No, I asked him, Jackie. And,
what did you ask for?
I asked for Duromine because I want to be real skinny, and he said no.
Is that the tablet you take that just orange stuff falls out your butthole?
Pretty much. It's really bad. And I was like,
I remember Jackie used to take that stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, no, that one's different. There's 2 different ones.
What was the one that you used to take that randomly, without any notice, orange stuff would squirt out your dot hole with no notice?
I wish I could remember the name of it, but oh my God.
Why would you want to know? I'd rather be fat than have just that orange liquid dripping out of you randomly.
I agree with you. I went off it as soon as that happened, but the person who said, this is great, you got to take it, because what it does is it just extracts all the fat in your body and you poo it out. What they didn't mention was that you don't feel like you need to do a poo, so it just dribbles out everywhere.
Okay, right. Well, that wraps it up for today, everyone. Thanks for joining us for breakfast.
And it's not even a poo colour. It's just orange, like the top
mustard.
film of a Luxor, you know? You know all the fat
Sorry,
you get
can
on
you
top
use
of a Luxor?
a brand of food that everyone might understand rather than just a tiny island
like
nation?
That orange, when you get, like, even if you're doing curries or something. And you see
like a frothy, gross orange stuff.
The layer of fat that rises to the top is orange. Yeah,
Ugh.
That's what comes out. It's really
With
bizarre.
no notice, right?
With no notice,
And that's
Kyle.
when Jackie stopped wearing white jeans to work, everyone, because that was those jeans were soiled and not able to bounce back.
It was on my couch. I had to throw the whole couch
went straight
out.
through the jeans onto the couch.
Yeah.
And it was on Gumtree. You wouldn't have thrown it out. You would have sold it. Some poor old person in Pimble's sitting on that filthy ass-stained couch. Okay, doubling your salary. Gordy, got the details coming up. Abby Lenton, that's name one. Number two, Brett Withers and Courtney McMahon. You're the lucky ones chosen out. Ring if you want to get your salary double. 131065 is the number.
Good
we'll
luck,
see you
guys.
tomorrow for Friday.
Friday. See you then.
Yeah, you know what day it'll be then? Day 98 worldwide. Day 63 for Australia tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like it's more like, well, you know, because we weren't affected by it for probably 50 of those days,
That's
right?
Yeah.
I think it's only now it's sort of kicking in. So I feel like we need a new timer on ours.
Yeah. Well,
especially if you've been self-isolating.
I know.
God,
well,
it feels like forever.
Day 62 is us. That's what we're up to now.
Yeah, but people haven't been self-isolating for that period.
No, but that's the contagiin day. We're not going to be doing so. I don't want to have to read out all these. Oh, okay, here's the world. 97 for the world, 62 for Australia, 53 for Queensland when they self-contained. They closed it. It's too many figures.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you in the morning,
safe, guys.
Good
Bye.
luck getting your salary doubled all day. Here at Kiss.